retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here, joined once again by Scarp, Skenkel, Shroomsy and Lotus as we get into Group B, day number 1. We've got a cracker for you right off the bat. It is Bang Gang up against Bellatrix's. Gentlemen, lady, how are you this evening?
Well, to be honest,
Wow.
pretty excited. I've heard a lot about Bellatrix's, but this will be the first time I actually see them playing right in front of me. So I'm pretty excited to see that. And Bang Gang, who has also been part of the IESF, I cannot wait to see what they bring us to this match.
I mean, this is basically a sneak preview of two ISF teams. I mean, Bellatrix is being the ladies team for Mobile Legends. So, I mean, I followed the ISF last year, and I have to say they played splendidly. I mean, bro, these ladies can put some of the big dogs in order. I have to say they got some skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, indeed. So it's good to be back. I know I was not present last night, but super excited. This is day 3 of MSA Cup, so super excited. Nice matches, and this is Group B, right? So first best of 3 series is Bang Gang and Bellatrix's, as mentioned previously, going to be in the blue corner and Bellatrix is in the red corner. So without further ado, the teams are ready for us. We can jump into the drafting phases. Good luck and have fun to both teams. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah, while we're doing that, we just wait for the lobby screen to load in. Bellatrix's, we have featured them in the IESF. Bang Gang, one of the OG squads from Madagascar, as I see Johari back in the live chat after many a moon, shouting out his countrymen there. Let's go Bang Gang, and Don Ryo with the support for the South African ladies, saying let's go Bellatrix's as we get into the drafting phase.
So interesting to see what's going to happen here with the drafting phase, but I don't know if my screen is weird. It's only showing 3 bands on my screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same.
likewise. I think this is an error.
By heaven's mandate.
Oh yeah.
My
So
legacy shall
we just need to
endure.
inform the team, the players, and the referee just to activate that 10 ban, not the 6.
Let's go.
I should have just double checked that, but anyway, these things they happen.
Yeah.
True.
Anything in the land of dawn.
Yeah. So hopefully we get through the banning bits a little bit early, and then we can do a complete
Let's make the
redraft.
whole world green
This
and
is a
rainbow.
bit
I
odd.
don't.
Hmm?
I don't think there will be a redraft. I think we'll more than likely just continue the way we are going. But let's see. Let me ask that question real quick.
All right. So that will be to be confirmed, but we'll get into the drafting phase here shortly.
Awesome. I mean, already some fire bands coming out. The Zetian and the Florin being banned out by Bang Gang. Eamon and Arathal being banned out from the side of Bellatrixes. I mean, Eamon has featured in a lot of bands recently. And as we say that we are returning to the tournament lobby.
Right, all right. So while they get everything set, let me just get us back up on screen. Because, well...
no, that was quick. That was quick. We're back. Thank you, tournament lobby.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, it's tournament lobby has some very nice features. Not gonna lie.
My legacy.
I mean, you don't have to wait for the whole band to be done and have to do a mid-lane brawl match or something. You can just cancel the match and just restart it.
Yeah, that's true. So Bang Gang going for the Zetian ban right off the bat. Zetian was, first glance everyone was like a very underwhelming hero. But like from when I looked at her skills, I'm like, this is not underwhelming. That global vision, that stuns, very deadly.
If you cannot buff.
And so they're sticking with the same 4 bands firstly, but I mean, overall very good bands. That aim and rework they did on this passive that make a massive difference, and Bang Gang sticking with what they know, banning out that Granger. I mean, if you watched last night, Granger had a savage as well as a maniac. I mean, crazy marksman there.
Agreed. Yuzong also, Florin as well, definitely doing their homework on the ladies wanting to pick up the Florin. The Yuzong is very, very strong at the moment. Birdie going for that Kalia pick. I'm a big fan of the tsunami slams and the setups that she can do. But as a counter to that, Eve locking onto the Matilda.
I mean, that circling eagle does set up a lot of great plays. I mean, backline dive potential. She got the heals, the shields. I mean, overall, a good support with mobility. That's a lot of things you don't usually see in a support, but Dimple drew it going for the Granger pick. So, not Granger, Brody. Yo, I'm slow. The Brody pick with Aegis. Interesting.
Maybe a little bit of extra sustainability in lane, but we will finalize those spells once we get out of the drafting screen. What are your thoughts on picking up a marksman this early?
I mean, I'm with you. I never like picking up a marksman the first whole first phase of the ban. I would prefer not to take the marksman. But I mean, Brody is one of the heroes. It's easy to counter him. You just have to pick the correct jungler, roamer, even marksman that you can pick up. So it's easy to counter him being picked up in the first phase.
Yeah. So Smurf locking onto the Uranus, which has been Uranus with Aegis. And on top of that, oh my goodness. He's been causing devastation in the ranked matches. CC going with the YSS very early on. Could be a slight bit of a flex pick, though I'm sure Bellatrixes do know that this will definitely be a jungler. What do you think about the Rose going with the CC counter to the Uranus? How well does she fare up against Uranus?
So, genetically, I mean, CC is a very good hero to pick against any tanky XP laner. Because she has that first skill that does a lot of HP based damage. So the tankier you are, the more she's going to shred you. But overall, it's a good pick. But Uranus having a lot of sustain and mobility as well, healing, stuns. I mean, overall, good hero. And they did nerf him a little bit in the emergency patch, but he's still a very good menace. So I would like to see how this 1v1 skirmish is going to play off.
Yeah, that's true. The Leslie ban coming out from Bellatrix is a bit earlier on. They want to get rid of that, the poke damage that can happen from range up against a Brody using that conceal back in front. Bang Gang going for 2 very good bans, in the Alpha and the Xborg. You know, they don't want that true damage to come through, as well as the fact that Alpha combines so well with Matilda. The Lunox ban, a bit interesting. I wonder what Bellatrix were thinking with the Lunox ban. Maybe they're I respect banning someone, because the lineup from Bang Gang right now is a bit on the tankier side. Though I would say Zushin can deal with the Uranus to a certain degree, at least displacing him.
Payback time.
Yeah, true. I mean, Zushin is one of the most irritating heroes for in that regard, especially if you don't have a lot of mobility as well. Spectre picking up the Phaser, which is a very good hero, but I don't know how I feel about the Phaser. You have the Zushin displacer to cancel her ult. Matilda with the Circling Eagle second phase can cancel the ultimate. Even Diver with just taking maybe the Brody with, and then you'll shred through that Phaser. So with the Phaser pick being as well as Roger, so this might be Roger in the gold lane. They have a lot of dive potential, but they definitely need to have the frontliners in the correct place.
That's true. That is very true. So Roger has the ability to deal with the Brody to a certain degree. He can escape that torn apart memory by using the Lycan Pounce, but that's very, very tricky to time. I was actually thinking maybe they might go for a bit of like a 1-1 as like a direct counter, shall we say, to the Brody, because 1-1 can get her stacks off much quicker than the Brody can.
I mean, overall, that the 1-1 is a menace. Even after the latest by patch, I've played against her a few times now in ranked, and she's still a menace. And I actually thought about this with them banning out the Lunox. They might be going for a tanky frontliner, because with the CC and the Matilda, they're definitely lacking the frontliner capabilities that definitely Bang Gang has in their arsenal. So good pick on that, Fredrin, I would say.
Yeah. That just makes the Lunox ban make a lot of sense. They were wanting to not have any hard counters to the Fred. So they've got a nice frontliner, and he combines extremely well with Matilda. Matilda with the Revitalizer as well. So we've got this is going to be an interesting match, to say the least. I am liking both teams' drafts.
I don't know which one to favor, honestly. I would say I would have to go with the Bellatrixes. I mean, they've got a lot of damage and mobility on their side, and with one tanky boy, Fredrin is the Mortal King. He does not die, but then again, Uranus is the same. So it's going to be a tough match, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah, this one's J tough to call. It's going to come down a lot to the, I would say, the gold lane side of things, what's going to happen. But anyway, that's enough from us. We're going to hand you over to Lotus and Scarpskenkel as they take us through the game.
Okay, thank you, nearly forgetting my name there, the sheep with the no bleed. So first match in this best of 3 series, we go! Bang Gang in the blue corner and Bellatrix is in the red. So nonetheless, this is going to be a cracker of a match though. I have to say I'm more leaning towards, for some reason I'm going for Bellatrix's draft here, and that's purely for that Fredrin and the CC with the Zushin's displacement and the Matilda into the mix, but nonetheless, here we go.
I understand why you would go for the Bellatrix's comp, but Bang Gang's comp is also pretty good with a lot of sustainability. However, we do see a little bit of a poking here in the mid lane. Zushin is just doing what a Zushin does, chase everyone with her lamp, annoy the hell out of them. However, it seems that there's a lot of aggression going on here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, as we see the engagement onto Eve from the Kalia. However, the displacement from Zushin keeps Kalia just safe for that moment. YSS trying to get that charge up with his arrow, but Eve will be out of this environment. So Spectre currently waiting in that bush. Fredrin does start the litho. The litho is very beautiful, but Uranus onto Fredrin. Will Fredrin be taken down here? Zushin with the displacement onto 2. YSS comes in with his ult onto Kalia and Dimple Druid. But however, will they be able to get this catch down here? No, they do not. Bellatrix escapes that engagement.
That was beautiful zoning from Bang Gang, as they were just able to chase everyone from Bellatrix's away from the turtle. But it seems that Fredrin might be making an objective trade and go for this Roger instead of the turtle.
Yeah, well, I mean, they know they can't contest for the turtle, as we do see the first turtle of the match does go to Bang Gang. Zushin with the displacement onto Roger. Will they be able to catch Roger here? Oh, first blood goes to Roger, as Roger gets a kill onto Fredrin. But it seems like Roger's not done yet. He's back under his turret. Will he be able to get Brody here? No, unfortunately not. But first blood going to Bang Gang.
Beautiful from the side of Bang Gang. However, CC is about to get taken down by this... Oh, just taken down by CC. CC taken down by the player CC. Interesting.
Yeah, pun intended there. That seems like it, Lotus. Bang Gang coming in here for the blue jungle invade. Will they be successful yet? No, sir. Oh, they are. Blue buff goes to... Well, CC, YSS steals the blue buff there. What an objective steal and counter jungling coming in from Bang Gang.
That is true, and right now this Brody has to play extremely safely, even in his own lane between the turrets. This Fartha is seriously looking for an opening to use her feathered airstrike.
Oh, Smurf getting that kill onto Matilda. Bang Gang currently at the 3.5 minute mark has the 3 kills advantage, as well as a 2.8k gold lead. Will Bellatrix be able to get the turnaround here in this match?
That is not sure, but Roger and his team is just bursting down this turret, but not managing to take it down because no minions, however. And this Brody has amazing map awareness, knowing just to stay safe and not getting anywhere near danger. But the next turtle is up and both teams will try to contest.
Oh, the Tsunami Slam onto Eve. Matilda is taken down as Roger does finish off the job. So look, Bang Gang's current objective here is, and they try to get this Roger fed. He's already 1k gold ahead of the Brody. As we do see the second turtle of this match has spawned up in the top jungle. We do see the engagement between Bang Gang and Bellatrix as YSS is taken down just before the turtle. Oh my, this could give Bellatrix the advantage here at the second turtle of the match, as we do see Smurf tries and gets that poke from the Faza onto, but Matilda with the Matilda airwaves onto Smurf, and Smurf is taken down. Faza is no more in this engagement, but the counter engagement from Bellatrix is on point to getting a 2-for-1 exchange.
Despite the CC being dead, they made sure to have the numbers advantage for the next turtle. However, CC manages to take the turtle.
Yeah, that clutch Richie coming in. Roger picking up a double kill. That's a 2-for-0 exchange at this point in time for Bang Gang. Wow, this is
coming
so early in.
Yeah. And the rotations from this Uranus, he's just all over the map.
Okay, that is true. He has the map control here, they have the gold lead, and they have the kill advantage. We do see CC. Rose is currently pushing the tier 1 turret in the top lane. Smurf coming in here to try and just keep Rose at bay, pushing that CC back.
And right now both teams are just... Now Bellatrix really have to play safe because too much more losses and it could cause a problem. However, title them onto this Eve, and Uranus manages to take her down.
Yeah, Kalia coming in clutch with those Tsunami Slams, getting just the displacement from Bellatrix as we do see the engagement onto Rose from the Uranus. Oh, YSS gets a kill onto Brody in the meantime in the bot lane, but the engagement is under the tier 2 turret here in the top lane. That's a 1-for-0 exchange. YSS getting that solo kill.
Beautiful play from Bang Gang, and right now they're extremely objective focused, trying to get as many turrets as they can, and if they can get a kill, score.
Well, definitely Bang Gang's rotations is just on point. So shout out to all the viewers that has joined us tonight. This is still the first match in this best of 3 series. Currently, Bang Gang has the gold advantage. It's just below 7K. We do see another tier 2 turret first tier 2 turret is taken down by Bang Gang, and they have the 6 kills advantage. Bang Gang currently, their comms are on point. Third and final turtle has spawned up. We do see YSS does start this third turtle.
The problem with Fredrin up against Yisanshin is that the Fredrin's movement speed is so slow in comparison, and this does give a lot of problems when it comes to objectives.
Well, that is, in my opinion, I think that is why Bellatrixes did pick up the Matilda, just to give Fredrin that extra mobility, you know. So, yeah.
But on the Bellatrix
But
side,
both
the only
teams currently
frontline...
just waiting for...
Yes, sorry.
No, continue.
The thing with Bellatrix's comp is they only have the Fredrin and the CC, and CC seems, I think, is going for a damage comp build. So the only frontliner they really have would be the Fredrin. This makes things a lot more difficult.
Well, I mean, if you get your set plays here, if Bellatrixes just go for that the pick of kills, you know, the displacements. Oh, but the Tsunami Slam coming in from Kalia. Feel the airstrike is on the mark as Brody has been eliminated. Matilda in there with the Matilda Airwaves. However, the engagement does continue. Roger gets over the kill onto Matilda, but it's a double kill, triple kill for Roger. Will we see? Oh, Faza taking away the Maniac from Roger. Oh boy, that's first tier 3 for the side of Bang Gang. No minions. Okay, but they do get the tier 3 turret.
You can always count on a forces to steal your maniacs.
I would normally say you can always count on mages, but nonetheless, that was a beautiful engagement from Bang Gang. Bellatrix is currently on the back foot here. Will they be able to get the defense here? Oh, feather strike coming in from Falza, but Roger does finish off the CC, but they're on to the second tier 3 turret. Oh, YS is coming in, but Roger gets that Lycan pounce. That is currently 3-for-0 exchange for Bang Gang. The last tier 3 turret will be taken down. Will they get the minion waves, and will they focus on the Nexus? They definitely have the number advantage, as we do see that Nexus is focused on. Matilda gets taken down in the meantime, but first blood has been drawn. First match going to Bang Gang. What a dominant performance.
That is true. What are your thoughts on the game, Shumzi and Waylander?
Well, Bang Gang showing why they are considered to be one of the top teams in the land of Dawn here in the Southern African region. They are very, 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 very strong. From start to finish, good rotations, good movement, very good timing of engagements. They also understood exactly who they needed to get fed. They had a plan, they executed that plan. But there's still hope for all you Bellatrix fans out there, all 47% of you. Your team had a very good draft. It just came down to a few execution issues, shall we say. But I'm sure the ladies have something up their sleeve. They know pretty much what the Madagascar meta is, because Madagascar, they do love that YSS. I'm not gonna lie, they love picking YSS up if it's a Madagascar team. So they will probably have some sort of strategy in mind as to deal with the draft and what they can and cannot do and achieve. I'm strongly suspecting we will see a Uranus ban coming through next.
That Uranus was quite deadly. I mean, you can't deal with all that sustainability. They had no one to just burst through the frontline potential that the Uranus brings to the table. But I mean, overall, good game. But I was actually a bit iffy about that Roger and YSS being picked up by Bang Gang, but it worked out. What a game.
Yeah. Most definitely. What a game. But that was just the first. It's still a best of 3. The ladies do have a chance to come back in this next match. This time round, they will have the first pick and first ban. But let us get into that drafting screen so we can see what is happening.
It is
Definitely.
better
I
to
mean,
be feared
overall,
than
and
loved.
once again, Bellatrix is sticking to what they know. They're definitely fearing that Eamon being already the first ban coming out from the Bellatrixes. I don't know. What do you think about the new Eamon revamp on the passive?
It's well, Eamon, remember when he first landed? Like the very first time, it was insane. I'm not gonna lie, it was crazy. To deal with up against Eamon.
Suffering.
But with the improvement on his passive, he still has a lot of counters to him.
My legacy shall endure.
I would say.
No, definitely. I mean, he is one of the counters to a lot of heroes, but he gets so easily countered with just the AoE effect, and then he's done for. But I have to say, this ban's being more or less the same. Once again, Florin and Zetian being banned out by Bang Gang. Bellatrix is going for that Granger and Hayabusa. So, no Uranus ban coming out.
It's like blood.
Interesting. I thought they would have went for it because Uranus caused a lot of problems for them in the last game, making quick rotations from the XP lane and putting pressure literally all across the map. It was unbelievable how much pressure he placed.
Definitely. I mean, along with that, also YSS and the Roger also being big problems from Bang Gang. So no respect bans coming out. They said, okay, it was a drafting mistake from our side, but we don't fret their heroes. But the final bang being Carmilla and Eve picking up the high-low. So they're going for a more tanky frontline this time. So we might be looking at maybe assassin jungle in the hands of Bellatrixes.
Yeah. So Birdie just flashing around there. I think he suspects that they might be going for the assassin jungle and wants to remove a lot of that, the dash kind of like Lancelot kind of picks with a hard counter to most dash heroes in the Kufra.
I mean, it's a generic good pick as well. Kufra being a menace in the right hands with the right team if they know how to play with it. That Tyrant's Wrath being a game changer ultimate. And that already takes out Nolan, it takes out Lancelot. So it already brings out the assassin junglers back to a minimum. Roger and YSS will also not fare very well. Spectre picking up the Xborg. So that might be Xborg on the jungle or XP lane, not sure. But overall, Xborg after this latest path is a menace. I mean, shout out to all my fellow Xbox players out there. This is a GG buff he got.
Yeah. That's true, damn it. Ooh, they picked up the lance themselves.
For I am the invincible Lancelot.
Nice. That pick there goes very nicely into dealing with, heroes like your Valiers. Because as long as there's a minion wave close by, he's just gonna, as Shroomsy says, zing, 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 making me feel hungry. Thinking about a zinger burger there.
Yeah, I mean, that Lancelot, if you don't have any hard lockdown, it's hard to deal with him. I mean, they have the skill 1 stun from the high-lows, but other than that, there's no hard lockdown to counter that. So it might be looking for that in the XP lane. But the final 2 picks for Bellatrix is being, of course, as you said, the Valor and the Irothal. So once again, the Marksman being one of the first picks. So that already counters a lot in the enemy's team. But as you know, Irothal, you just have to burst her down, outburst her.
Yes. That's the main thing. To deal with that high mobility she has. Maybe even a Brody this time round for the side of Bang Gang to deal with the Irothal.
I mean, Brody is a very good hero overall. Brody has both the range that you need and the burst ability. So I would say Brody is a solid pick to pick into the Irothal. The bans coming out from Bang Gang already set in stone. The CC as well as the Alpha being picked up. So interesting banning out the 2 XP laners that can deal with tank heroes. And Bellatrix is banning out Yuzong. Interesting.
Yeah. I think they didn't realize that Xborg is going to be the XP laner there. Harith coming out to deal with the Aerotel by Destiny. So it's Rose and Kitsuka with the next 2 picks. Kitsuka looks like she's hovering around that YSS, and there is the CC, the control that they need. Could be a Ruby, could be an Edith. Personally, I would prefer the Ruby on the XP lane for them. Ruby is quite tanky, can be very deadly, and especially if you can time your skills nicely, can deal with both the Harith and the Lance.
They'll flash you out deciding what to do. I mean, especially Ruby in the XP lane against Xborg also wins the matchup if you know how to play. You just have to try to break that Faraga armor, wait until he tries to hit his minion wave, and just flicker with the armor fended under the turret and dead Xborg. I mean, but Ruby being picked up, so the final pick for Bang Gang is going to be Smurf. So that might be either the marksman or the mage, depending on where Harith is going. But it would most probably be the mage pick.
Yeah. So right now Zushin is still open, but looks like they're going for the Vexana combination, because when she lands that first skill, second skill combo onto tanky heroes such as your Ruby and your Hylos, it does really hurt.
I mean, very, very good. And I mean, especially when you're dealing with a lot of the mobility heroes with the 2 sprints from Bellatrix, they say, and the YSS. So if you can time that full combination of Vexana very well, that is already about a 2-second stun, which is an eternity in Mobile Legends.
Yeah, that is an eternity in Mobile Legends. Yeah, so Don Ryu, to answer your question, there is a bit of a delay on the stream, so you don't get to see exactly what we get to see as we see it. There's a decent delay, but anyway, Shumzi, I think we can hand over to Lotus and Skarpskenkel as they take us into this second match.
Yeah, wait, just please, when we go into our cameras again, can you just show the viewers Gucci, please? Because they saw your kitty and they were debating, does Wei have a kitty? Does he own kitties? Etc., etc. So I think Gucci should make a special appearance. Both teams starting on the same side of the map. Red buff for the side of Bellatrix's and blue buff for the side of Bang Gang. So we will potentially be seeing that early game invade onto the gold lane.
That is true, but what do you think about the compositions of these teams?
I'm leaning more to the side of Bang Gang this round, due to the fact of their drafting and which heroes they picked up. But let's see. Both teams has a strong up. This is let's see how it happens, because it ain't over till the cookie crumbles.
That is true, but we already see this Xborg just chasing the Ruby under her own turret. She's barely half health, quarter of her health.
The engagement onto the Hylos. Kufra does pick up first blood for the side of Bang Gang. So the Roam taking down the Roam. As we do see that early game invade, jungle invade coming in here from Bang Gang. That counter jungling that we all love to see.
Counter jungling is such a good rotation to make sometimes, and a lot of people don't use it, so it's easy to catch them out. However, we do see that the first turtle of the game is up in 10 seconds, and Bang Gang is already at the scene of the crime. Scene of action.
This is engagement onto Kalir from Lancelot as Dumbledore has been eliminated. Lancelot going in for that engagement, like we heard Wayne them say, but YSS onto Lance, and Kitsuka gets the kill onto Lancelot, but we do see the engagement onto YSS. Will they be able to catch YSS here? We do see Kufra tries to bounce onto YSS, not being able to catch him in the action there just yet. But Bang Gang getting that invade in the jungle, picking up the kill. So currently it's 2 for 1.
It's already been almost just 2.5 minutes of the game, but no one is making any moves yet to this turtle really, except for the Hylos just making sure to get some vision on it.
Well, YSS is trying to protect his jungle. I mean, you can't fall behind. Just that you don't want the YSS behind on gold so early on. So he was just trying to save his jungle there, and Bang Gang not capitalizing on that defensive play from the YSS. As we see the engagement from Bellatrix onto Bang Gang. The Glorious Pathway has been committed. Lancelot gets the kill onto Ruby, but currently Spectre is so low, but Lancelot with a double kill onto Hylos. Will they be able to catch YSS here? No, that's a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of Bang Gang. They have the number advantage and they will most definitely take the first settle of the match.
That was once again beautiful from Bang Gang, but it doesn't seem like they're done yet. They want this red buff and to annoy this jungler to bits. Birdie has to flicker out.
Oh, the loss of sanity from Xbox has been committed. Ruby's so low. However, the engagement does not stop. YSS with his ult onto Xbox, but there's no follow-up just yet. Oh, Lancelot into the mid. YSS barely escapes there. Hylos currently in a lot of danger. Oh, but Lancelot is not rocking onto the Hylos with his skill. Just unfortunate that he went onto the YSS under the turret, taking a lot of damage. So Bang Gang will definitely back up.
That is true, but Bang Gang is playing so aggressively.
Lancelot with the killing spree onto YSS. Spectre finally gets taken down by a double grip, but Lancelot is not done. Look at that. He's onto the Valyria. Once the Valyria, Glorious Pathway has been committed, and finally the shutdown kill onto Lancelot. 2-for-2 exchange. Just past the 4.5 minute mark. Bang Gang has the 2-kill advantage as well as a 2k gold.
I know, Bang Gang is seriously playing with so much aggression. Bellatrixes are having a difficult time dealing with it, but Bang Gang seriously wants to take this match in a clean sweep.
Well, Bang Gang is definitely trying to get that early game. Use that early game aggression to get the leads of gold and potentially try and end this game early. So it's 20 seconds away from the next objective. Bang Gang has the numbers here on top as well as Bellatrix's. They have the YSS on his ult. Oh, he gets it onto Smurf. However, the return they... Oh, but good shot onto the net. Jumps onto but the engagement continues. Lancelot, Glorious Pathway has been committed. YSS is taken down. Erithal comes in and takes down Lancelot, but the engagement does not stop. Harris is trying to do a lot of damage. Blitzborg does get the kill. Currently, it's 2-for-1 under the 2 turrets in the top lane. Xbox onto the turtle. Rose with the Ruby into the mix. Crucial onto Ruby. Over the IM offender has been committed to Harris. Does kill off Rose. Rose is sent back to the garden.
That was a 3-for-1 exchange. Yes, sorry.
Bang Gang onto Turtle. Spectre does get the second turtle of the match. It's on 3-minute intervals that the turtle has been taken. But Bang Gang keeping the numbers here. They're rotating as a pack. Kufra and Xbox very much in all of the fights as of yet. So looking at the items, the Warhammer has been picked up by the Xbox, so definitely going for that damage board on the Xbox.
But it's crazy the amount of damage that this Lancelot does, and even to the Ruby. Ruby was already back to half of health just after a few skills from the Lancelot.
So the engagement onto Hylos from Lancelot. Will Eve be taken down? You know, Lancelot just says, well, I'm just here to get vision on you, do some damage, and then just play a bit back.
That is true, but Bang Gang is still once again moving as a pack, making sure to sandwich the enemy, put pressure in from all sides, even as this Lancelot just
but the engagement onto Bang Gang. Coming in here, Hylos in a very tricky position here, but he's out of the mix. YSS taking so much damage, but Bellatrix is playing very, very disciplined and backing up just after the engagement. But Lancelot is on to Erithal. Will he get it? The Glorious Pathway has been committed to get Erithal out of danger, but the Lancelot not successful in that engagement. That's the last tier 1 turret taken down. So Bang Gang has the map control, they have the gold lead, and they have the kill advantage. Bang Gang trying to go and catch out that Ruby out of position, but she has equal.
So, right now it's a bit of difficult for the Bellatrixes, but they do have the opportunity to make up for it because this Lance is playing extremely aggressively and has been caught out a few times. If they can catch him out at the correct time and then his teammates, then they can turn this game around.
First Lord has spawned up. Bang Gang has the numbers here. They are currently shredding down this First Lord of the match's health. They want to get this First Lord and try and get that advantage onto the tier 3 turret. First Lord does go to Bang Gang as we saw. But the engagement onto Hylos from Lancelot. Just starting out. Nearly getting that blue buff. Kufra positioning himself to get that jump onto anyone. Get the set. Not just they're waiting for the Lord.
That is actually very clever from Bang Gang. They're making sure not to overextend too much when it's not the time yet.
Yeah, the lane is just not synced up at this point of stage, but we do see Vexana going for that bot lane. Paris will clear the mid lane, so this should have all the lanes punching in at the same time. That's definitely the play you want on the map control here. So currently everyone's facing off here under the tier 2 turret in the mid lane. For the engagement, Ruby. Oh.
It's just right now taking every single turn at a time. Bellatrixes don't get a chance to really defend. Glorious Pathway already committed.
But defensively, the punch is onto the tier 3 turret. The tier 3 turret is taken down. Bang Gang is coming in full force here. They want to get this focus onto the Nexus. So that's another tier 3 turret taken down. Lord just not landing onto the Nexus, but we do see the lost insanity of that. Lancelot gets the kill onto Ruby. The engagement does continue. Well, we see another takedown of Erythel just escaping the clashes of Bang Gang and revives up under the fountain of youth. But we do see the engagement continues onto Bang Gang. Bellatrix is just trying to catch up those low health heroes, but not being able to do so. YSS with his ult onto Kufra. Kufra is sucked down by the YSS. Glorious Pathway has been committed. Lancelot does get the kill on 2 YSS, but the engagement is not done. Lancelot with a double kill. We're currently 2 for 1 exchange in favor of Bang Gang. But Bang Gang, the next minion waves are coming in. They will try and focus onto this last tier 3 turret as the minions going in for the Nexus. Bang Gang has the advantage and they should be able to get through.
That is true, but they also know that they can't commit too much right now. Minions already getting pushed out, and Bellatrixes are given that little bit of breathing space. They just have to make sure to capitalize on it correctly.
Yeah, so Bang Gang will definitely try and end this match in this next set. Whoever wins this next Lord will have the match in their pockets. I mean, Bellatrixes, they should be able to try and get the discipline here and the defense going and try and just get Bang Gang taken down one by one. I see there was some issues on my mic. My apologies. And Dirk, I did say hello in the beginning of the stream when we started. But welcome to the stream. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. There you go. Special moment. Bang Gang onto the engagement, onto Hylos.
Concealed Spike coming in right now.
Focus onto the Nexus. Export with the lost insanity. Harris does finish the job on Erythel. Lancelot comes in, he takes down the YSS. Double kill going to Harris, and that is second match going to Bang Gang. So that does conclude the first best of 3 series of the evening.
What a game. Yo, I have to say, I'm impressed with Bang Gang's skills. They showed up ready to crush the opponents. So, what a match. I mean, this Lancelot, CC being a very, very competent jungler in their arsenal. I mean, they carried the game in the early game, and I think that's what definitely gave Bang Gang the advantage they needed.
Yeah, so for everybody who wanted to see the
ladies.
cat, where's the cat?
Oh,
We're probably
Right,
sit
you're
here.
live on Waylander Gaming. Waylander does have a cat indeed, and the cat's name is Gucci.
He's probably gonna sit here now for the rest of the night, which is gonna make my life hard. But anyway, it is what it is. But we will be getting the next lobby up and ready for you guys in just a little bit. So bear with us. It'll be a few minutes before we get back onto the stream. We're just going to take a quick pause. Everything will be set for you. We'll have the next poll up and running in just a moment. But from us, we'll see you shortly.
Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact. want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pain for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. For your love with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. For your love with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. For your love with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. For your love with the cold hard hatred. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Cause we want retribution. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. Cause we want retribution. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Cause we want retribution. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. Cause we want retribution. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Cause we want retribution. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. Cause we want retribution. Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Beg for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. This is Waylander here, joined once again by Scarpskenko, Shroomsy and Lotus. I hope you are having a wonderful Saturday evening. I know I am. And well, we've got another South African versus Madagascan team in the mix here. It's Yala Skip Skip, or 1 HP, up against the Vikings. Yala Skip Skip, 1 HP, taking the blue side. Vikings on the red. This is the first game in a best of 3. And well, without any further ado, we're already into the draft.
People are excited for this match. I mean, this is an interesting match. I haven't seen Vikings perform as of yet myself, but I heard they performed splendidly in the Madagascar tournament. So it's exciting to see what they're going to bring to the table.
That is
I don't know,
true, but
Lotus, what do you think?
I agree. Also, first banner of the game is the Kalea. We already saw how strong she was in Bellatrix's versus Bang Gang. So it's quite valid for you to get. Okay, let's just call them 1 HP, banning out the Kalea.
They call me a hero.
And Vikings already following up with another killer band being the YSS. We saw him in the previous match dealing a lot of damage, you know. After this recent changes in the patches, he's been a menace. That's the only problem with YSS is you need at least 2 items to get him online before he can start shredding through the enemy. And I would like to see another meta band coming out from the 1 HP as they do ban out the Lancelot.
Lancelot has been extremely strong recently, but would you count him as meta right now?
Definitely. I would say, like, in my opinion, Lance and Fanny, those are the heroes that will always be meta if you have the skill. There's a very high skill ceiling here. I mean, if you can play Lancelot after this recent buff, he is broken. I mean, the first skill stack he applies to an enemy or creep, it's brought down to 3 seconds, which makes his spam ability insane. But nonetheless, Vikings going with that Hayabusa ban and 1 HP, showing us the Xavier, and once again Zetian also being banned out. So they definitely don't like this new hero in the 5-man scene.
Let them play the hero. I will be the truth this world desperately needs.
Alright, so 1 HP going for the glue pick. And along with that also being Jupiter picking up the Yuzong. I mean, Yuzong is a menace in the XP lane as of the recent buff with the fighter XP lane as being back in meta. Overall, a very, very solid pick to pick up as the first pick of the match.
Yeah, indeed. So, Wrath picking up Camilla for the side of Vikings. Vikings, they have featured on the LDS tournament and LCD tournament, putting on very strong performances. And if I'm not mistaken, they did fall out in the semi-finals.
Yes, that's correct. Semi-finals.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that's already to go up until the semi-finals of any tournament is already a major skill that you are showing for your team. So well done to them. 1 HP picking up the Lilia and the carry. So Lilia is not a hero you see often being picked up, but I have to say I love Lilia. She's a very, very annoying.
That
Yeah,
is true.
so
Yes, sorry.
No, you go, Lotus.
Lydia has also, with the recent buff, a lot of people play her a lot more often, and her spammability of her second skill does make a lot of difference in matches. And Silver Surfer picking up the carry, just able to burst down most tanks, that is quite a good advantage for the side of 1 HP.
Definitely. I mean, a very good counter to the frontline potential being for the Yuzong and the Carmilla. And Kimi being the last pick coming out from the Vikings. So they have a very solid lineup thus far. And if they get a very good assassin jungler into the mix, they will be set in stone to take this match easily, I think. But it all comes down to the play. I mean, you can't win off the draft alone. It comes down to skill.
That is true. But once again, Roger is banned and the Granger also banned. In the recent matches, these two heroes have been extremely strong, especially in the MSA, so banning them out is quite valid.
Definitely. I mean, if you see there is a problem, I mean, especially because we are still exploring the new meta. So if you see with the MSA Cup, there is a problem here multiple times. It means there is a trend going, and then you should address it and ban it out. I mean, you don't want to take any rough chances while this patch is still being explored. But Florin being picked up and Brody also being banned out from the side of 1 HP. So they're very focused onto this marksman pick. So they definitely have in mind that Kimmy might be going mid lane.
That is true because the Kimmy has been the fact that she's such a flex pick. It does annoy a lot of people because her ability to spam her basic attacks, which means she can burst down a tower if left alone. That is a big problem.
And I mean, along with that, the stuns of hers that she can just layer one on top of the other and just burst you down while keeping a safe distance is very, very game changing. Nolan being picked up from the Vikings, so there's that assassin we were looking for. And I'm interested to see the Fanny being shown here. Do you think we're going to see a Fanny tonight?
Well, it could be possible. It doesn't seem like Vikings have any lockdown heroes. But RS couldn't. Picking up the Tigreal, that could be quite handy, especially you can capture the Kimmy. I think Nolan is a bit too quick for Tigreal, but you can also capture the Yuzhong.
Definitely, but I don't know how that fares with the rest of the lineup. They don't have massive follow-up, but they have a lot of extended teamfight capabilities. Rather going for the Suyu in the hands of Bunny. So Suyu is a hero that has, I don't want to say fallen off, he's still very meta, but people have forgotten about Suyu because there's just so much better junglers. He's very versatile, but I mean, if you look at a specific respective field, there's dashes, you got Nolan that's better, Lance better, a burst ability, you've got a lot of heroes that does better than him. So he's a full package, but a master of none, as they say.
Get lost or get arrested.
That is true, but Handsome picking up Layla. Layla, because of her lack of mobility, is not really picked up in the 5-man scene as far as I know. But it looks like Handsome has other ideas.
I mean, Layla's not a bad pick overall, I would say. So, I mean, the only players that can reach her in the backline would be the Tigreal and maybe the Suyu. So, it's not a bad pick. If they have at least one of the frontliners in front of her, they will definitely set up a game winning. As you know, as soon as the Layla is fed, the game is over. So, if I had to vote for a draft alone, not taking account the skill of the players, because I know a few of these players, I would definitely vote for the Vikings draft. I don't know what's your opinion, Lotus.
I'd rather go for 1 HP because you have the Tigreal, you have the Lilia, and then also the carry and the ability to layer all of the attacks. It is not common or popular, but it definitely should not be underestimated.
But overall, good drafts from both teams. But that's enough of my voice. So I will hand you now over to the Master and the Minion themselves, Mr. Scarp and Master Waylander.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining us once again. It's 1 HP up against Vikings. As been pointed out, both teams have a very, very, very strong draft. It's tough to pick between the two of them. We've got set potential, poke damage. Even when it comes to the mid laners here, Scarp, you've got Lilia up against a Kimmy. Two very, very strong mid laners at this moment in time.
Yeah, that is true, bro. I mean, very strong compositions. But, I mean, everyone focusing on this Litho. I mean, Litho with the latest patch has become a very vital objective to pick up, especially early on. That extra vision.
Yeah. So a lot of poke damage coming out from Kubo on that Lilia. We all know how dangerous a Lilia is in the early part of the game. I mean, level 1, she can burst you down.
That is true. So it's me. We will have to find out from the captain of Yalla Skip Skip why it is called 1 HP and then what Yalla Skip Skip.
Maybe they're escaping with 1 HP all the time. So both teams making an opposite rotation. We've got Vikings heading off towards the XP lane just to put a bit of pressure. Meanwhile, switching across the map here, we see Layla. She's going to get engaged upon. Nice stun coming out from Suyu. Full combination Atlantic. Second skill. She tries to flicker. She's going to get caught out. Taken down there underneath the tier 1 turret in the gold lane.
Yeah, Yalla Skip 1 HP picking up the first blood. Carrie just having that beautiful position on her second skill. However, we do see Vikings with engagement onto... Oh, but Nolan gets the kill onto Tigreal under the tier 1 turret in the mid lane.
Yeah, that fracture coming out on point as the team went from taking the turtle into the mid lane. Having that extra shield that they got from the turtle definitely helped, and all square in terms of gold and kills.
That is true. So just before the 3-minute mark, gold is fairly even, slightly in favor of 1 HP. But the first objective definitely did go to the side of Vikings. But 1 HP just currently going for that 3-2 split, trying to get the focus and hopefully someone out of position, as we do see Glue with the engagement onto Yuzong.
Yeah. I was just focusing on the Layla a little bit, right, and her skin. I was wondering if we were going to see the rarest skin in all of Mobile Legends, the Layla Blue Spectre. Is that available in the tournament lobby?
Well, hopefully someone picks up Layla and we could see that. Anyone in the chat playing tonight, and if you're a Layla main, please pick her up and let's see that Blue Spectre skin.
Yeah, it's a basic skin. Yeah, it's a basic skin if it's available. But anyway, bit of poke damage here onto the Camilla. As we can see, Kubo on that Lilia really dishing out the damage. Camilla just trying to heal back up once more. It is still another 30 seconds to go, or just under, for the next major objective. It's going to be the turtle time very shortly. Second turtle of the game.
That is true. We do see 1 HP and Vikings just trying to get those pickoffs, as we do see the engagement from Nolan onto Carry. Silver Surfer has been sent back to the base. Nolan trying to get that engagement onto Suyu.
Yeah, he did get a lot of damage. Forced the retribution out as well. Will he recall and then go down? That might give a certain amount of time for Suyu to get his retribution back up and running. It is 20 seconds. I think he will have it in time because Nolan decides to take his buffs. Not a bad option. Get some health back. That skill shot coming through from the Suyu straight onto his head. Oh, there's the engagement onto the Camilla. Camilla manages to use that second skill to reposition. There's Yuzong. Split comes out from Glue. Yuzong's passive procs, but still we see Wraith from Vikings quite low. Oh, there's the stun onto Kimmy, but Kimmy has that mobility to escape. She turns around, wants to get a bit of poke damage. Lots of poke damage. There's the flicker play. Curse blood. Nolan into the mix. Gets the fracture off. Doesn't manage to land. However, Yuzong with the Black Dragon form into the backline. He's hoping to clean up here. He wants to try to get onto the Suyu. Passive is being procced. It's a 1-for-1 exchange overall right now. So I think still pretty even.
Yeah, Bunny with the fast fingers just escaping the clutches, or shall we say, the claws of Yuzong. So both teams are retreating from the second turtle of the match.
Yeah. This is an intense one. A lot of back and front, lots of skills being committed here. So we won't have the implosion or the curse blood up and running as this next turtle is being started off. Suyu pulling the turtle to his side of the map as they're waiting. Nolan very patiently waiting there. Doesn't want to get scouted out, waiting just for the right angle. There's the Tigreal, comes in there with the conceal play. Nolan trying to get across. Suyu very quick. But there's Glue with the split. Nolan taking a lot of damage. Glue manages to take down the Camilla as it is going to be the turtle and a kill going the way of 1 HP.
So just past the 6-minute mark, 1 HP has that 1 kill advantage. Gold, well, It's even, fairly even. 200 just going in favor of 1 HP. But bro, this is a. I get a feeling this is going to take us in past the 20-minute mark if the teams do continue this. As we do see the Black Dragon form onto Suyu. Will Suyu get caught out here? Oh, there's other fast fingers as well. Blue with a split. It gets Lilia does finish off the Nolan. Currently, it's a 1-for-1 exchange, but the engagement from 1 HP continues. We're onto the Camilla, but Yuzong gets the kill onto Blue. Yuzong, Black Shoes has been committed from Lilia. So it's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Vikings.
Yeah, this Yuzong having a very nice time. He's already 3-0-1. 80% of the kills involvement here. As Kimmy is just pushing the lane, does she realize she's in a bit of danger? Oh, Tigreal going in there trying to get this, but that dash away from Kimmy just without the implosion as the follow-up, very, very difficult to secure that.
Yep, first tier 1 turret going to the side of Vikings as Yuzong did take that tier 1 turret. Carry currently has the highest gold into this match, and then Yuzong sitting firmly in the second spot with the gold.
Oh, there's the engagement onto the carry. Counter engage comes out from the Suyu, but no kills either which way. As carry does manage to heal up, Nolan is gonna have to recall. He took a little bit too much damage in there, but as you said, carry with a lot of gold on her side, comparatively speaking, to everybody. Though Layla is not all that far behind. Though I think they want to put pressure here onto the gold lane. Layla sensing she's in a bit of danger, just staying very, very safe. Meanwhile, the second turtle looks like it's going to be heading the way of Vikings here as Tigreal pulls back the Camilla. Camilla waiting very, very patiently. Nolan there with a camp out, just holding on for that engagement. Meanwhile, we are keeping an eye on what's happening on the top lane. Oh, the burst damage coming through from Nolan at the same time. Layla dishing out the damage to carry, forcing the carry away. Yuzong wants to chase down. They are going to go for the wave cut. Will this be the second turret of the game going in their favor? Kimmy trying to make sure that the mid lane is protected. I think this might be a tier 1 turret going. The wave has come through.
So close, bro. But I mean, a lot of pressure coming in here from Vikings onto 1 HP as Silver Surfer has been eliminated. But the pushback comes from Tigreal. No implosion play just committed just yet. Vikings with the jungle invade here. Oh, but the Ghost Blood comes out from Camilla, lands onto 1. But the implosion play coming from Tigreal as Kimmy does finish off Blue.
Oh my goodness, Vikings just switching gears here, picking up almost 4Ks, a 3.5k gold lead, and establishing some map control at the same time.
Yeah, that is all, well, 2 tier 1 turrets taken down. It's only this mid lane with that's quarter HP. So Vikings definitely putting the pressure on you and just focusing onto the objectives. Especially, this is something that you want to do onto 1 HP.
Yeah. So you being engaged upon. Oh, that skill came out just in time as they did take down the Layla. As she came in to try to join the fight, Suyu, he is quite low. He's going to try to heal back up, taking some of the minions. So that kill, very, very helpful to the cause of 1 HP as they try to reduce that gold lead.
That is true. We do see Lilia currently just waiting in the bushes, just waiting for Vikings just to come out, protecting that mid lane. But we do see Nolan and Camilla has some other ideas as Yuzong does get another solo kill onto Blue.
Yeah. Solo kill, and that with the Lord being up. But both teams are positioned really far across the map. Nolan, he looks like he's going to walk straight into the Tigreal. The implosion catches him in the bush with a second skill. Oh, he's got the fast fingers to escape. The team turns around there. They want to go into the counter engagement. And there's that airplane mode from the Yuzong. He's engaging here onto the Lilia. Black Shoes, not enough. Lilia is taken down. Nolan had the time to heal. So it's still a 4v5 situation. Layla dishing out the damage. This is the thing with the Layla. If you can't get to her and she gets her items, oh my goodness, it's so hard.
Yeah, cat new pew pew with that Kimmy getting shots perfectly as Jupiter does take down Suyu, so there will be no contestation from 1 HP on the first Lord of the match. So first Lord of the match going in favor of 1 HP. 1 HP extending that gold lead to 5.5 decay.
Yeah, what a camp out from Jupiter there on the Yuzong. He just knew they were gonna try to go for a wraparound to try and get a little bit of a Lord Steel. Just camped out, petrified, dead.
Yeah, but Jupiter playing a beautiful match with this Yuzong so far. Look at that, 6-0-3.
Yeah. But from the Bulls, Carrie's going to start hurting now for the side of 1 HP. As you saw, just with a couple of skills, she shredded down Yuzong to half health. He did have the opportunity to heal back up. As Vikings right now, they're going to try to establish a little bit more map control. They want to take down the tier 2s, potentially a tier 3 Camilla in the front line. They've got full 5-man on one half of the map. They want to go in with the Lord. They want to make sure that they can take something down there. Layla is just going to try and hopefully make that mid lane push in. They want to get these waves synced up, evened up. Layla's doing that same job there as Nolan going in on the blue buff. Glue scouting it out there. The Lord will be stopped just before it reaches the turret. Shields are down, so this could be a biggie. Layla, oof, yeah, that pew pew sound. Oh, there's the engagement onto Glue. He does get the split, but the fracture comes out from the Nolan.
Johari Joe's saying carry tickles, but nonetheless, that 1-0 exchange in favor of the Vikings. But nonetheless, bro, Vikings putting on so much pressure onto 1 HP. What do you think 1 HP should do to get out of this amount of pressure that the Vikings are putting onto them?
Well, what I would say to Johari is I don't know what kind of dreams he's having about Carrie, but that sounds very, very sus. Carrie is tickling you. I don't know, my friend. I don't know. But right now it's going to have to be all hands to the pump in terms of defense for the side of 1 HP. I mean, look at the Vikings right now. They're freezing lanes. What an awesome strategy. It's going to be difficult for them to try to get the farm back, but I think right now I'd be trying to prioritize the farm onto the carry, because if she can get her full build going, and the stun comes in from the Tigreal with that implosion play, she can shred like all the frontliners in literally a heartbeat.
Yeah, that is true, bro. I mean, it's just going to come down to one perfect set and one perfect engagement, and tides could turn. But yeah, you know, 1 HP has the more late game heroes, so they definitely should just pull this out. But Vikings showing so much 5-man knowledge. You see, all those prior tournaments has come to fruition for them.
Yes. Look at the control they've established, getting the lanes pushed in, everybody's moving in. You've got your frontliners doing the zoning, Yuzong with a bit of a camp, waiting for that Black Dragon form to come through. Tigreal trying to get that implosion play, but no, there's no real contest without the Suyu there. But there's the Black Dragon form, hits the Petrify, he's into the backline, but he's taking so much damage from the carry. However, the Curse Blood does come through. Suyu with the counter engagement, is he going to get taken down? He's trying to take the Nolan. Nolan somehow manages to escape. This Layla is murdering everyone. It's a 3-for-1 exchange.
Yeah, bro. Layla, just so much damage coming in through from Layla. But I mean, that backdoor coming in from Yuzong onto 1 HP, bro. That Black Dragon just keeping them at bay. I mean, clutch plays. Bro, that was a beautiful play for me coming in from the Yuzong, even though he got taken down by the Tigreal.
Yeah. Set it up for his team, allows him to put pressure. They're gonna hope to try to end this with this Lord. Kimmy dishing out the damage. They do have this double marksman combination here with the Kimmy. Well, Mage Kimmy, but still. Lord pushing in, gonna charge up. Layla is gonna try to find the angle to get the lock onto the turret. The Lord is being melted down really quickly. There's the Cursed Blood, only lands onto 2. Nolan with a fracture into the base. Can they take this down? No, the waves have been cleared. They need the space now to try to get at least a tier 3 turret. I mean, kills are all well and good, but you gotta get the turrets as a 1 HP. They're trying to block. Layla blast that cannon out once more. It's Nolan into the mix. He's timing this so beautifully. He takes down another. They're waiting for the waves. Yuzong with that the engagement onto the Lily underneath the turret. Nolan somehow manages to escape. They're dishing out the damage. It's just Glue. He's left alive. Can this man 1v everybody? He's trying to take them down. Layla is just taking so much damage. There's just one minion inside there. Can they get the lock? Oh my goodness. Glue is trying to clear it, but it's Nolan with the end.
Oh, so close. Glue did have that opportunity to 1v everyone, bro. Clutch defenses, but Vikings taking it at the end. What a performance. What a second match, bro. Second series. First match in the second series.
Yeah. That was absolutely crazy. As we'll just wait for Lotus. I don't know if she's still with us.
But Yuzong definitely deserving of that MVP, bro. Yuzong, what a stellar performance. I'm calling respect ban on the Yuzong.
I agree.
Well deserved. I mean, that was a menace. Bro, that Black Dragon form just in the back line. And the thing is, forget about the Yusong. The player, that positioning from Jupiter coming out was what? Beautiful camps, off positions, angles. That's what definitely brought that Yuzong just to another level.
Their control of the game, the right decision making, knowing when to freeze the lanes, when to push it. You could see that they've come a very, very long way since the last time we've seen them on the LDS. So hats off to Vikings for this not just improved but impressive performance.
That is true, bro. But I mean, Madagascar, what's the correct word here? Throw me with stones if you may. But the Madagascan teams, bro, currently doing a lot against the SA boys, bro.
Yeah. So
and girls.
I'm sure Lotus has something to say about that match.
To be honest, I was just pretty astounded from the way that the Vikings played. The teamwork, the communication, it was mostly on to par with everything. So they played amazingly. They definitely set the bar for the rest of the teams.
A bit of a shocker. Yeah, when I say a shocker, right? I mean, it's not often we get to see a team this on point. It's not that when I say shocker, it's like, oh my goodness, it's such a bad team. Now suddenly they're so good. They were a good team. But it's just for them to execute all their strategies. Like they got their combos going, the patience that was shown, each person knowing their job, who's the initiator, who's the counter initiator, not rushing things, the timing of the engagement, like that Nolan towards the end. He just waited, just waited. I mean, even if you look at Yuzong there, when they locked onto the base, Yuzong took the turret damage so they could keep the minion alive so Nolan could end. I mean, he literally sacrificed his life for the good of the team.
Yeah, that 5-man knowledge, bro. Beautiful stuff. I can't stop glazing it.
I mean, it's worth it. I mean, they played so well. They deserve the glaze. They deserve the pedestal. And I have to say, what if this is the teams we are featuring in the MSA Cup? I can't wait for the other groups. I mean, this is only the first and second group A and B, that we are featuring thus far. And I mean, it's already such stellar performances. So that amount of strong teams that are participating is just on another level.
Yeah, that's true. Like we got to see Arrow 404 with their dominant performances yesterday. I mean, they really did well. Renegades also no slouches. Right now in the first matchup that we had for the evening, I mean, you could see the potential of the teams. Bang Gang was just bang ganging, shall we say. Causing a whole bunch of chaos in that particular match. And now we get to see the Vikings do what the Vikings do.
Oh, what? A pillage.
Yeah, but Yala Skip, right? 1 HP. They are a very strong team. I mean, the players in this team, like Kubo, Gambit, etc., right? These are very famous players. They're very well known. They can adjust to adversity very quickly. So I'm not sure how this next match is going to go. Do you think it's going to be another cracker of a performance from Vikings, or will Yala Skip be able to even this out 1-1?
Oh well, bro. I'm honestly hoping 1 HP gets the 1-up here, and take us into that sudden death round. As you mentioned, 1 HP is a well-known team, so just hoping that they can pull this through. But nonetheless, we're into the drafting phase. Cat new pew pew. With the first bat being YSS.
I mean, stellar performances coming out from all teams, and I have to say, I'm interested to see this comeback from 1 HP as they head into the second match. I mean, it ain't over, and there is the respect ban of the Yuzong. Well deserved.
That is true. As we do wait for Curva's, I think you pronounce it Curva, as ban. But the user was definitely one of the biggest problems. But I do hope that they also go for a Nolan ban.
I mean, there was a lot of problems that did set up. I mean, it's just a layering. So the user was only one outstanding problem. The rest was just good team fight. But another respect ban coming out from that Kimi. And Vikings also going for the glue ban. That glue was a hefty problem into their lineup. But going back to this name. So if I'm not mistaken, it looks like just funny text for Ilua.
Ah, I
So
see.
that might be. We've got some Hunter x Hunter fans in the lobby.
However, Jupiter does get the next ban. Do you know what would be funny if there was a Jupiter player and a Uranus? Ah, Jupiter bans Uranus. All we need now is Neptune.
Just as he tried to say it, he's like, no, I know what Lotus got in her mind. Let me just predict her prediction and just ban it out.
That is true. I'm getting a bit too predictable.
It's all that blushing. The blushing is going to your head now. But nonetheless, Bunny Girl Senpai with the next pick for the side of 1 HP. I mean, Bunny also had a stellar performance, but once again banning out that Xavier. So that's no dawning light in the arsenal for the Vikings.
But Captain Meow Pew Pew wanting to go for the Zushin. Zushin is still strong, and we did see her feature in the match of Bellatrix's versus Bang Gang. But hopefully we might be able to get to see an Aurora.
I mean, Aurora is not a favorite pick amongst the majors of today's time. I mean, she's a solid comfort pick that you can pick up with that amount of CC, and she's able to just layer on so much of CC if you have a very good team with you. But rather opting to go for the Zushin, as you know, that's already the frontliner's worst nightmare. So we might not see a Tigreal or a Hylos being picked up. I mean, they will just get CC'd. That butterfly lantern is just crazy.
That is true. So 1 HP will have to play this smartly with the drafting phase. Going for the Phobius. Phobius has been extremely strong recently as well. So getting to see him into this 5-man scene again would be exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, after all, finally, Phobius got his skin. It's a Starlight skin, but it looks good nonetheless. So for all the viewers out there that are the Phobia lovers, just give us some love in chat. #PhobiusW for that new skin. I mean, Silver Surfer picking up the Granger, but not stealing a spotlight away from that Phobius pick. I mean, Phobius is so versatile in the XP lane.
That is true. But whenever I see Silver Surfer, I'm expecting to see a gourd.
Oh, that would be funny. But Killua are going for that Hayabusa pick, and Nilo picking up the Irithal. So the Hayabusa being banned out a lot in the 5-man scene in this tournament, even after that recent nerf he got. Hayabusa is for me now one of the high skill heroes. So the mid-range players can't play him anymore. It's only the great players that can pick up Hayabusa now.
That is true. However, Kubo picking up the Zetian and 1 HP is banning out that Lapu.
My tail's been itching for a rest.
Interesting. So finally we're going to see another Zetian pick. So this is one of the few teams that are not afraid of Don Rao's favorite hero with that Fury of the Phoenix. And Kalia being banned out from Vikings. So Kalia's still a threat even after that massive nerf she got. I mean, one Tsunami Slam can change the entire course of the game.
That is extremely true because just grab one person out of the turret or into one of your own turrets, and then you can turn the entire team fight around. No one really wants to do it.
True love is like blood.
That's true. If I look at Kalia's pick-off potential and the amount it can change entire fights, it lets me think a lot about the Franco pick. That's not a pick you see often, but I mean, that's also one hook bloody and can change the entire course of the game. Kalia's, for me, like a more fighter type hero like Franco that can pick off, just requiring a little less skill.
Touche. But we also do see the Carmilla banned out from the side of 1 HP, so no Curse of Blood for Vikings, but Fanny does get banned out. Banning a Fanny, what do you think of that?
So, I mean, they did flash out that Fanny the previous game, so they didn't want to risk the Fanny if they're not going to have any hard lockdown. And that Carmilla, once again, another very good respect ban coming out from 1 XP, but Diet Pepsi going for the high loss pick. So this is the swap ups that came out. I mean, Diet Pepsi, what a name.
Wow. But Jupiter, as we wait for Jupiter's pick, all they need now is an XP laner or a roamer, depending on where the Hylos goes.
Hylos are very versatile, one of the few flex picks heroes. And I mean, we scanned over the Akai. Akai also being a sort of a flex pick and going to roam or jungle. So it makes the draft of Vikings very hard. That's why they went for that Hylos pick, just to save it up, and then picking up the Thamus. Thamus, after this recent buff, he also got a buff where his HP on his ultimate was increased 7. Oh no, that's still coming. Okay, never mind. It's an upcoming buff where they're buffing Thamus, completely reworking the trinity of the Alice, the Daroth, and the Thamus. I'm a bit ahead of myself.
Always on the way.
But don't you think the Akai is a bit anti-Zitian? Because if she uses her stun, then he does kind of knock them out of the stun if they do not time their skills well.
It's not a bad pick. I mean, I'm iffy about Akai. Akai is a 50-50 pick. I mean, especially with the Matilda being a very good to help the Akai to get into the backline. If they use that Matilda to get that guy to the backline, you can use the heavy spin to knock them back into the team fight. That might be good, but I mean, a guy to get the ult, it's not hard, but to get them pinned, it's not as easy as it looks. But which draft do you favor if you had to look at the draft alone?
I would rather go for the Vikings. Just because they do have... Yeah?
Personally, I would say I would go for 1 HP. GG there, a not bad draft. And the Phobia skin!
I see it's a little bit biased to the fighters. But let's see what Scorp and Waylander says.
Okay, so welcome back to the stream, everybody. If you haven't already, smash that like, share, and subscribe button as we get into the second game between 1 HP and the Vikings. It is Vikings with the first blood. They've gotten that first kill or the first game under the belt, and so they're gonna hope to end it all with a bit of pressure here in the early game, I think. But the draft is, as Lotus was asking, very, very tough draft this is. Personally, I would also say I'm favoring a bit of the Vikings draft. They do have damage, whereas the major damage for the side of 1 HP comes down to the Granger. So as you can see, the Hayabusa clearing out one side of his jungle, making the rotation towards the gold. He wants to make sure that if they can eliminate that damage dealer, the main source of damage for the side of 1 HP, it's going to be a bit problematic.
Yeah, that is true, bro. I mean, this is all going to come down to who's going to win the team fights, who's going to chase for those pickoffs, etc., etc.
Yes. So Vikings already in position, waiting for Granger just to show his face, setting up for a bit of a gank. Whereas Matilda scouting out here, maybe gonna set up a counter gank. As Diet Pepsi has been scouted out, Matilda with the guiding winds just gets a little bit of poke damage onto the Hylos. Walking in there, Hayabusa gets a bit of, gets the shadow kill out, but does he have the mobility to escape? He's gonna get, oh my goodness, what a beautiful heavy spin from RS Kun, setting up the first blood. And it is the person they wanted to get the kill. It's the Granger picking up that first blood.
Yeah, especially onto the Hayabusa. You know, with this first turtle being up, bro, that is definitely not someone that you want out, as Akai gets another kill onto Jupiter. Well, first kill onto Jupiter, but another kill picked up.
Yeah. So that using the river speed very, very nicely here, 1 HP, as they're getting themselves into a bit of an early lead. They've gotten close to around a 1k. They will probably be able to take this uncontested, as the side of Vikings shows them a bit of respect, knowing they've got the tankiness in the early game. So not wanting to overcommit any skills just yet. They're going to have to be patient for the mid to late game.
That is true, bro. So, just before the 3-minute mark, we do see the engagement onto Jupiter from Gambit. Gambit not being under the glue onto the Yuzong as in the previous match. But this engagement, the amount of damage that Thamos took there, what crazy sustain. It took 3 euros to take him down. But at the same time, we did see the Zetian get taken down as well.
Yeah, glorious pathway comes out. There's the shadow kill as well, but somehow he's surviving through all of this. Oh, the stance from the Zetian, perfectly timed, keeping the Granger alive. And there's the Matilda. She's got the guiding wind. She's got the heals. Oh my goodness, it's Hayabusa. He's trying to dance around. He's doing his utmost best, and it's Matilda with the kill there.
Finishes off the Hayabusa. So, but bro, I mean, Hayabusa at this point in the stage, I mean, getting killed twice so early on, it's going to put him on a very bad back foot.
Yeah. He's gonna have to go for that farming strat. He's gonna have to be very, very patient right now. He can't deal with this amount of pressure coming through, as look at the Granger. He's already heading towards level 7. Irithel still only 5.5. So this is exactly what 1 HP would have wanted. They need to get that Granger online. He's going to be the main source of their damage, as we will head towards the mid game in just about a minute or so.
That is true, bro. I just quickly need to get my charger for my cell phone.
Alright. So, with the map control, actually I wouldn't say map control, no talents have been taken down yet, but with the control going the way of 1 HP, they are going to set up and for this next objective. We are watching the Granger, sensing that he's in a bit of danger here. Hayabusa gets the shadow onto him there, doesn't want to dive in just yet with the wave being around. It's going to mitigate the damage. They want the Irithel to come through here, get this wave cleared, but 1 HP seizing the opportunity, putting pressure here on the mid lane, as they'll use the river speed to try to get the counter engage going. As Hayabusa, he's into the mix, he gets the shadow kill off, he wants to use it to taking a lot of damage there. Heavy spin meanwhile on the top lane, as Granger taking from range, just poking out Death Sonatas left, right and center. So skills being committed, ultimates, but nobody really being taken down out of the equation just yet. No one was even in any particular amount of danger. But as things stand, it's almost a 2k gold lead going the way of 1 HP.
With a 3-kill advantage.
Yeah. They're really using this early game of draft advantage to their favor. And, well, doing a good job keeping this and getting this Granger fed.
Yeah, that is true, bro. I mean, the Granger is definitely the hero that you want to get fed early on. And as well, if you have the Sky Piercer on the Granger, like Granger currently has, you want those stacks on that Sky Piercer. But Hayabusa getting a kill onto Phobius.
Yeah. Thamus, he's pushing in here. He's gonna have to recall. He is quite low. If the circling winds, guiding winds gets knocked up onto him, and the circling eagle's gonna take a lot of damage. But it's the high loss that's taken down. Irithel, meanwhile, forced to recall by the Granger there on the top lane.
1 HP definitely saying they are not liking or loving Diet Pepsi.
Yeah. It's proper Pepsi or no Pepsi.
So 10 seconds until the third and final turtle of the match. We do see 1 HP going on to that tier 1 turret in the mid lane, just getting that pressure on. But we do see the engagement onto Phoveus in the bot lane, as we do see Phoveus does commit his ult onto Thermals. However, Hayabusa with the second skill onto Phoveus. Phoveus still has the ult. Will he be able to catch down Thermals? Yeah, but we do see the shadow form gets committed from the Hayabusa onto Phoveus. But Phoveus sustaining everything.
Yeah, Phoveus is such a different kind of hero. With that ultimate of his, he has the opportunity to escape so much damage. Meanwhile, taking the turtle and stealing the blue buff here. It's 1 HP, seizing the opportunity of Phoveus, causing that huge amount of distraction there in the XP lane, just to force the Thamus back, and at the same time make sure that they can achieve their objectives.
That is true, bro. I mean, 1 HP not taking that first loss very nice. Well, they took an offense on that first loss, but 1 HP looking like a different team so early on into the second match in this best of 3 series. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to the stream and thank you for joining us. Please hit that like, share and subscribe button, as we do see Matilda does take the tier 1 turret in the mid lane, and Akai gets a kill onto Diet Pepsi.
Yeah. Oh, and Granger with a solo kill in the bot lane. Hayabusa, he's gonna have to recall, manages to get out. They traded though, tried to get the top, did get the top lane turret, but I mean, with mid lane open, with this tanky composition, things not looking so good for the Vikings in this particular matchup here. They need to slow this game down if they're gonna catch up on the farm, if they wanna mount a contest, because it's Snowball City right now from the side of 1 HP.
Yeah, they have that 4K advantage, and it seems like 1 HP is trying to get Hylos out of position once more, as we do see Matilda is trying to go for that wraparound play, but is meted by the Irithel.
Yeah. Buff being pulled. Thamus is in the back line there. They don't really want to engage. I mean, it's not really worth going for an engagement on a blue buff, especially with the turtle, the Lord being up. Revitalize comes out from the Hylos, just keeping everybody alive, as 1 HP, using that map control that they have right now to start off this first Lord of the game.
Yeah, definitely does have the damage advantage, especially with Granger being around there by the Lord, as we do see the Lord is taken down to half health. But we do see a Bunny on the Matilda has other ideas. Zushin trying for that displacement. The circling eagle coming in from Matilda. The engagement is on to Glorious Pathway is committed from the Hylos, but the Phoveus is in there and says, "Hello, I am here. You will not engage on my team."
Yeah, the circling eagle coming out there, getting a knock up onto 3, just making sure no one has the ability to come in for a potential Lord snipe there, as we see the Hayabusa having to second skill himself back to a bit of safety.
The Lord has spawned and he will come flying down in the mid lane, but it seems like 1 HP is trying to force Vikings out of the defensive play position.
Yeah. Definitely, indeed. They will try to move them around, use the waves to their advantage. They know they've got the sustain coming through from the Matilda. There's the heavy spin. It manages to pin just onto the Irithel, but Irithel has the mobility to disengage. They take down the Matilda, but there's the Granger and Phoveus combination here. They're quite fit. It's Thamus. He's trying to get onto the Granger, but Granger has too much mobility. Double kill for the Granger. He wants to continue for more. Make that a triple. Is he going to chase down the Hayabusa? Will he get the Maniac? It's so close there. Hayabusa second skilling himself back to the safety. The shields has been popped as the Granger there, Silver Surfer, gliding around the map here, just taking down another tier 2 turret.
Yeah, so map control firmly to the side of 1 HP with a 8 kill advantage and a almost 7k gold lead just past the 11.5 minute mark. 1 HP definitely coming in here with the revenge plays.
70 seconds to go to the next major objective, which will be the next Lord. But with this massive gold lead, as we get the builds up on screen, you can see Granger almost complete. He's probably going to be going for the anti-heal, just to make sure, to doubly certain. There's the Circling Eagle, knocks up 1 to 2. Granger with the Death Sonatas, the Revitalize coming out, not enough to save the high loss as Granger just bursts him down.
The Granger doing a lot of damage, bro. Silver Surfer currently 6-0-1. It is almost 30 seconds until the next Lord of the match. 1 HP currently controlling this area and a map around the Lord's spawn point. So we will see the teams, 1 HP setting up for this as well. Next Lord that's going to spawn up shortly.
Yeah.
Vikings, do you think Vikings are going to come and contest here? We do see Hayabusa continuing with the split push and a 1 HP allowing him to do so.
Yeah, they've got the slow push going here in the mid lane. They're just making sure that they have the control. Though Akai going for the defense on the bot lane, so that little bit of a distraction caused by the Hayabusa is definitely going to play into his team's favor. He knows that they've got the numbers advantage. Thamus goes in, there's the glorious pathway. Session hits that ultimate. Thamus taking so much damage. Phobia's frontlining for the team. Granger is into the backline, he's dishing out so much damage. There's the shadow kill coming up, but it lands into the minions as 1 HP. Yeah, they're going in. It's just gonna be a team wipe. They're taking down everybody. It's just the Hayabusa. He's trying to get to safety. He's got that second skill going. Zetien, she's throwing out some skills. Takes down the Hayabusa. Full team wipe. This should be the Lord as well. So the Lord will be spawning up. The mid lane wave is pushing in. Can they end with this? It's only going to be the high loss and Thamos coming into the mix as the full 5-man off the side of 1 HP is battling down here on the mid lane. They just need to create the angle. Oh, the minion waves spawning just in time, creating enough time for the side of Vikings to respawn. But look at the damage. Once again, it's Granger dishing it out, taking down the high loss. My goodness, Skavchenko, could this be the end?
Bro, Vikings just coming in with clutch defense. The glorious pathway was committed, but it just caused that delay. But the Lord does come in, and 1 HP does get the return blood. So, ladies and gentlemen, this will be taking us into that sudden death round. The third final match in this best of 3 series, 1 HP up against Vikings.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. We're going into a third game, the third match of the MSA so far. This is... oh my goodness. My game is frozen a little bit here. Alright, finally it sort of sorts itself out there. But very, very strong performance here from 1 HP. As we said, they do have the experience. They are not your shrinking violets. They're not going to melt under pressure. They've been here, they've seen it all before, they know how to handle such situations and making the necessary adjustments to both their style of play, their banning and drafting, and taking this in a very dominant fashion in the second match.
Indeed so, bro. Vikings didn't have any answers for 1 HP, whether it came to the team fights, whether it came to the objectives. They had no answer. It looked like a completely different match from the previous one.
Yes. That is very, very, very true. I mean, this was a complete switch around. I mean, we were singing the praises of Vikings in the first match. Now we got to sing the praises of 1 HP in the next, just showing us what they are capable of. So this third game, it's anybody's guess what's going to go on here. I mean, I can't tell you who I think is going to win. The 2 games were just chalk and cheese. Dominance from one team, then dominance from the next. Will we see the Vikings, the up-and-coming squad they were when we featured them on the LDS? They were a new team. You can see how much they've grown and improved and how strong they are. And, well, 1 HP, the experience telling in the second match. But anyway, let's just head into the drafting phase.
First up, it's Silver Surfer banning out once again that
I will be
Yuzhong.
the truth this
1HP
world
definitely knows Yuzhong does not get to play in these matches, but Zitian banned out from the Vikings.
Interesting ban coming out. I mean, overall, definitely they saw that the Yuzhong ban made a massive difference. Jupiter in the second game had a very hard time to get that lane under control with that Thamus pick of his. So they stick to what worked, banning out that Yuzhong. I think it's a very good timing. He's one of the top XP laners in this current meta.
True, but 1HP also bans out the Kimmy. 1HP is definitely making sure not to let the first match comp get to repeat.
And Vikings also responding with the glue. So, I mean, there's a lot of respect coming out from both teams in this third and final match. I mean, I'm so excited. This first two matches was crazy. I mean, the second match that 1HP played was nothing like the first one. I mean, overall, well played, as the Xavier will be the final phase 1 ban coming out from 1HP.
The way that the two matches just changed, like Waylander said, it was chocolate and cheese, because the first match Vikings dominated from early to late and ended, but then 1HP reflected that in a whole different way. But Yisanshin once again banned out this evening.
Every bullet of mine is
I mean, Wise is a menace, but they made one mistake, leaving open that Granger. Once again, Silver Surfer picking up the Granger. So I have to say, currently Granger doing very well in the MSA Cup. I mean, every game he has played was basically an MVP game for the Granger.
That is true, so either we ask Moonton to nerf Granger, or people have to learn to ban him again.
Are everlasting.
But remember, what happens if a hero's OP? If Granger's OP, you nerf 1-1. That is how it works.
True, but Cat Meow Pew Pew going for the Sicilian. Everybody knows Sicilian is my favorite, that bat feet. But Diet Pepsi going for the Carmilla, so they'll definitely have to have more sustain in either the jungle or the XP lane. What do you think?
I mean, as you know, Carmilla is a very good roam, especially with that Moonlight Waltz, giving her the ability to actually escape a team fight after engaging. But she is very, very squishy in the early game. She needs like 3 items before she can start tanking the front line. So they definitely need someone in the XP laner to help with the front lining. That's where you get the picks like maybe Gatu, Khalid, something like that. But meanwhile, Cubo once again picking up that Zushin, and Gomi going for the Paquito. So that's one of the new XP laners fighters that is meta. I haven't seen him feature yet, so it's interesting to see how this is going to work out.
True, his ability to just burst people down is crazy, but a lot of people don't use him that much, which is actually a shame. Nyla going for the Bruno. I think it's the first time we featured Bruno this MSA.
No, I mean, Bruno is not a favorite pick amongst the marksmen. There's just better marksmen out there, but I mean, in the right hands, he is very, very deadly. Being able to just 3-shot, 2-shot people into oblivion, kick them into the goal, and then La Duma, you dead.
This land is our homeland.
True, but Hayabusa banned out from the Vikings, while 1HP once again bans out that Lapu Lapu. He has been
Matilda also getting taken out. So there's no Matilda Airways this game. They learn from their mistakes and not going to allow the same thing to happen once again.
True. And right now, RSCon banning out that Nolan. They do not want a repeat of this first match, because that Nolan was such a game changer. The fact that he just jumped in and out like Hayabusa 2.0 was crazy.
Definitely. And as I did predict it, the Khalid gets picked up from Jupiter, giving that extra frontline capability. I'm a very, very huge fan of the Khalid. I mean, the ability to just burst down in the early game. His early game damage is so insane. And then his crowd control capabilities. He has fast wave clear, fast rotation. So you can just clear his wave, cut the wave, rotate to mid, gank mid, do the same over and over again.
That is true, and even if he's burst half down to half health, I've seen that he can just stand still, have his HP go up when he regens, and no one can really kill him during that period, so he's a very sustainable character.
No, that prayer second skill of his is deadly. But meanwhile, Kalia and once again RS Kun on that Akai. And Killua going for the Xborg pick. So Xborg, a deadly hero after his latest buff. So this is interesting to see how it is going to work out. That is a bit of true damage onto that Akai. So a very good pick overall. And it fares very well with Cursed Blood into the Sandstorm, into the Last Insanity. So overall, I would definitely favor Vikings draft in this regard.
I would have to say that I agree with you there. They just have more CC and, from what I understand, more teamfight capabilities.
Definitely. But nonetheless, it all comes down to how you play, how you execute the rest of the game. So I know you guys love hearing my voice, the radio caster himself, but nonetheless, my time is up. The time to shine is back to Mr. Waylander and Skarpskenkel, the sheep with the no-bleed Christofferser.
Yo, Skarpskenkel, what are you thinking about this draft?
What an introduction, bro. Bro, if I'm going to be honest, right, I am going to have to say if 1 HP can get those sets, it's going to be something else, bro. But I have to go with the Vikings draft, bro.
Yeah, it's that Paquito, we don't get to see him very often, but he is a counter to the Xbox. He can take down the, oh, look at that, forcing the battery out. The Kalia, they're taking a lot of poke damage, uses the arrow to disengage. But it comes down to that Paquito. Paquito has the ability to take down the frog armor of an Xborg very quickly.
Yeah, that is true, bro. But I mean, we do see this fight for the Litho in the river. No, never mind. Litho has been taken by 1 HP. But yeah, like you mentioned, Paquito does take. Oh, there, my phone died. Lovely. Buzz on George.
One second. I'll just get the screen up and running for you.
Thanks, bro.
No, at least we can both see. So as things stand right now, very circumspect early game. Both teams just feeling each other out. They've seen what they can both do. So respect being shown to one another as Bunny just scouting out for the team there. There's a Kai pick the same as yesterday. There's the engagement by Kalia. Gets the knock up onto 2. But no real harm being done. This Camilla pick is one that Vikings seem to love. They want to go in with a combination Sicilian, Camilla. Oh, there's the knock up once more. Bunny doing an excellent job on this Kalia. Just poking and causing a lot of problems.
Vikings trying to establish the dominance as Jupiter gets the first blood onto Paquito.
Yeah, Khalid is... Oh, is this a lag? Oh no, there's the heavy spin comes out there, knocking back the Sicilian. Knocking back the Camilla. She has to flicker out. But Khalid, he's into the mix. He's taking down yet another Jupiter, creating the space, making sure that his team can achieve not just the kill, but the turtle as well.
I mean, if you look at Jupiter, right, with the Yuzong and now the Khalid, using the high mobility heroes to get in your face and keep on to you. I mean, Jupiter is definitely with like his Khalid is an eye to is a hero to watch out on, as we do see that engagement onto Gambit, just keeping him at bay.
Yeah, Khalid is one of the hardest heroes to lane against in the early game. I mean, he's got damage for days. He's got to engage. He's got to disengage. He's got stuns. He's got the sustain, he's got mobility. What doesn't he have?
He's got the Nimbus, bro. He's got the Nimbus.
Yeah. As you can see, going for the wave cut so you can make the rotation. keeping Gambit in lane. Meanwhile, 1 HP has made their move towards the gold lane. Camilla is here, just keeping this Bruno safe. Dead Sonata comes out from the Greyjig, trying to get a bit of poke damage. Akai in the jungle, but there's the Khalid with the rotation. Sanguine Claws lands into the Curse Blood. Look at that instant delete. It's only the Akai. He's got the heavy spin. He's gonna try to get out of dodge with it, and he is, but at what price? The buff goes down.
Yeah, that's a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of Vikings. Bruno coming in, clutching, picking up double kill, showing why a Bruno does a lot of damage.
Yeah, Bruno's damage is really insane, especially if you know how to get that double ball stack going. Oh, the frog armor being taken down there, as we see. That's what a Paquito is there for. The Bat's Feast being used to zone everybody away as they went for a little bit of a mini engage. Xborg will try to build up that frog armor here onto this turtle. It's gonna be difficult. Once more, he has to disengage. Paquito trying to find the angle. Khalid poking around there, just swinging that scimitar around. Xborg is being so patient. Turtle has been reset. There's the Sandstorm into the Curse Blood. Heavy Spin comes out into the backline. There's the follow-up. They managed to try to pin on one. Crimson Rancid does come out from the Zushin. Khalid trying to get on to. Oh, he's gonna go for another. What is this Khalid on?
He's Nimbus. He's Nimbus. That's what he's on. The Super Saiyan Cloud. But currently, just past the 5-minute mark, Vikings has the 7-kill advantage, as well as a storming 4.1k gold lead.
Yeah, it seems like whoever's getting second pick in this, between these two teams is the one that dominates in the early game. As there's the clear. She gets the knock up 1-2, but the Tsunami Slam comes in there, but the Purifiers are out once more. Bruno hits that ultimate of his. He's just dishing damage. He's in that 1v3. Oh, but what a beautiful heavy spin. It's going to be Purify, not going to be able to save him. But the Saracen with the Bat's Feast, Sanguine Claws takes down 3, punishes everybody underneath that turret.
Someone in the chat, please clip that. That's a clippable moment as a way is called the Sicilian sus, because that's exactly what that damage was coming in from that Sicilian, picking up that double kill with that Sanguine Claws.
Yeah, it was very so. Oh my goodness. You know how much damage was dealt there.
Bro, it's in this amount. So going into the 6.5-minute mark, it's 40 seconds before the third and final turtle will spawn up. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to see get the kill onto Granger. But the last insanity from Xbox under the tier 2 turret and the full spin from Akai comes through and it just knocks him under the tier 2 turret. And Kubo picks up a double kill.
Beautiful counter engage coming in there from the side of 1 HP. They took a loss as the marksman was eliminated from the equation, but they countered that by getting a lovely heavy spin into the mix, catching that Xborg as he expended his frog armor. This does give them the opportunity to try to take this turtle, but they are delaying it a little bit. They know they don't want to get into too much of a fight, as Khalid now is making the rotation. Scouts out. There's a Tsunami Slam, but it's only on to 1 there. With the knock up once more, this Khalid, he just doesn't care. He's into the front line once more. Camilla as well. There's the Sanguine Claws. Paquito dishing out the damage. Khalid frontlining for his team. Oh, Sicilian takes down Gambit on that Paquito, and it is objective achieved for the side of Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings also not allowing Granger to get plays onto any of their members. I mean, they've been focusing onto this Granger so hard. It's crazy. But nonetheless, I mean, Vikings just getting this pressure onto 1 HP.
Yeah, it
like
just
suffocating them.
Yeah. It just goes to show they did respect that Granger. They do want to go for it. But there's the engagement here. It's going to be the Bat's Feast coming out. The heavy spin burning, as well as the last insanity into the backline. Xborg dishing out the damage, but he needs to disengage as Paquito tries to get into the mix, but he's going to get helmeted down by the Bruno. Bruno really starting to hurt at this moment in time.
Khalid also just coming to put in his scimitar onto the mark. That's a 3-for-nothing exchange in favor of Vikings and picking up the last tier 1 turret, opening the map fully for them.
Yeah, that's true. I do see a message from Miracle in the chat, but Miracle, I'm sorry, I don't know what language that is, but you're welcome, and I hope you're enjoying the stream.
That is true. So Mighty Turkey, currently it's 1 each a piece. We're in the sudden death round in this best of 3 series between Vikings and Yalla. Skip.
Yes. 30 seconds to go to this next objective. It's going to be the time for the Lord, as we are watching Vikings making sure they've got that positional advantage. Once more, the engagement here onto the Akai. He's going to have to retreat. Kubo trying to get a lift off onto one of those damage dealers on the Zushin. But there we see it's everyone except the Xbox. Oh, they're engaging onto the Bruno. Overextended, taking too much damage there as the heavy spin does come out onto the Sakali. But there's the Xbox. He's made the rotation across. He's trying to force everybody back. Tsunami Slam goes. He still has that last insanity. He gets it off. The immortality is there as well. Zushin managing to beautifully reposition. There's so much damage coming in here as Paquito. He's gets that full combination of there's the Khalid. He's gonna re-engage. He's taken down himself. Akai is not taken out. It's going to be the kills going the way of 1 HP. Vikings have to retreat.
They have to, bro. There was no reason for them to re-engage. I mean, but wow, is this the moment 1 HP turns the tides? They definitely have the advantage here at this Lord.
Yes, they do. Xborg is making sure he's got the litho, gets the vision for his team to make sure that nothing is going to happen until they can get Khalid back up and running. He's just going to respawn right now. Gambit on that Paquito with the wave push on the bot lane. He's going to force the rotations across. Lovely execution from him just to make sure that he's creating the numbers advantage for his team around the Lord.
Yeah, 1 HP currently setting up. Oh, but the engagement onto Camilla. Diet Betsy needs to get out of there. Xborg just showing his face, saying you will not engage here.
Yeah, but Cursed Blood has been used. So Camilla is going to get caught out there, burst down by the Paquito. Lovely camp from him. Kalia with the engagement. Sanguine Claws onto the Kalia to force her away. But this is going to be no Camilla available for this particular objective. As 1 HP, they're going in for us here. They've got the numbers advantage. They're going to try to do something. It's so low. Akai commits the heavy spin. The Lord has been reset. Bruno, he's dishing out the damage. He's going to get Tsunami Slam, but he doesn't care. He's just walking through everybody. It's a full team wipe. Oh my goodness.
Oh, triple kill going to Bruno and Sicilian picking up the double kill. You know, both of them doing a lot of damage, but neither of them allowing for a maniac or a savage. But GG's. Currently at the 12-minute mark, it's 13 kills to the advantage of Vikings, and as well as a stomping 7.4k gold lead. Tier 2 turrets currently being sent to dust.
Yeah. The Bulls, as we will see now, a lot of players will be heading towards completion. Bruno just 1 item away. Interestingly enough, went for the top boots there. I suppose that is a good choice, considering that he does need a little bit of extra sustain. They are targeting him here the moment he shows his face, knowing that both him and Sicilian, main source of the damage right now. They've got that burst potential. Sicilian as well, hurting quite a bit here. Lord being allowed to push freely by on its own on the top lane will be stopped there by the side of 1 HP with the Akai and the Granger. But the pressure being placed here onto the mid lane, just trying to force everyone out of position. No one going really in for the Granger. Granger just being allowed to freely clear the Lord as the Sanguine Claws does land in there. Kalia trying to get into the mix, but the Lord being allowed to be taken down like that.
Bro, that's yeah, I mean, that's not what you ideally want, but I mean, they are getting those shields down, those extra shields off of the tier 3 turrets. Vikings definitely going to look at free lanes that we saw them in the first match.
Yeah. Concealed play coming out from the Kalia, but not using it to any great effect, I would say, at this juncture in the game. Just making sure that maybe they wanted to use that concealed play to get a bit of a scout out. There's the engagement. Sandstorm being used defensively. Heavy Spin also comes out. Paquito trying to take down that Frog Armor. Frog Armor has been removed. Curse Blood doesn't land onto anybody. Lots of skills being committed, but no damage being done. Camilla once more into the front line. Zushin trying to get the lift up. There's Kalia with the knock-up. She goes on to the Xbox. Xbox still has that immortality. He uses it, and he gets that... last insanity off. The counter engages in here. Bruno dishing out the damage, almost taking down everybody. It's going to be a 3-for-nothing exchange. Will we see them push a tier 3 turret?
My, bro. My. They should definitely try and push the tier 3 turret here.
Yeah, but Bruno went for the push on the top. Oh, there's the Sandstorm into the mix there with the Sanguine Claws that lands. As we should see a tier 3 turret being taken down in the mid lane. Potentially the bot lane as well. It's just Zushin left alive to defend. Kalia just respawning at this moment in time. The waves are pushing in, but it looks like Vikings are saying, look, let's go for the objective. Let's take the Lord. Let's not overextend and cause any amount of chaos.
Oh, Vikings are in a very good position to end this match in the next few plays. I mean, look at that. They're shedding through that Lord's health, bro. That Lord won't even last. So, past the 15-minute mark, Vikings having a whopping 14 kill advantage. As well, gold doesn't matter at this point of stage, but if it did, it is 12k. Well, 11.2k in favor of Vikings.
Yeah, engagement here onto the Kali. There's the heavy spin. The rest of the Camilla, the heavy spin comes out. The Curse Blood as well. It lands onto 2. Crimson Lantern. Oh, but look at Bruno. He gets into the mix. Has to pop that Purify. The waves are pushing in here. The Lord's still on its way. It's going to be the last insanity coming out from the Xbox. They just want to find the angle for Bruno to end. But with the wave clear potential from the Granger, it's not quite yet going to be happening. They are waiting for the Lord. There's no Kalia to help with the front line. The Lord is making his way in. The waves are across. Bruno doing the damage onto the Granger, wants to force him back. He needs to find that angle to lock onto the base. He's rushing out the damage. They take down the Akai. It's a monster kill, and it's game, set, match going the way of Vikings. Oh my goodness, what a game.
GG's, well played.
My word. Lotus Shrozy, what are your thoughts on this match?
Like, bro, honestly, it was a stellar match coming out from the side of Vikings, showing us the same dominance they had in the first game. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with the layering of their skills and the clutch plays. I mean, that last play we saw that Kalia Tsunami Slam into that heavy spin on the Carmella, and all that happened is to see them just press the Moonlight Waltz, boom, Carmella safe, counter engaged, dead.
Yeah. That's exactly so.
Vikings team fight in this match was incredibly amazing, and they were just able to have that communication that they did in the first match. They knew how to respect 1 HP this time, play with respect, and then catch them off guard.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, on top of that also, they focused onto that Granger, not allowing him to farm up this time like he did in the previous match, and definitely having a good performance. And one thing I have to say is 2 Sky Pierces for the side of 1 HP, none to Vikings. And I mean, Sky Pierce, if you are behind on gold, does not make a difference.
Yeah. It's one of those hit or miss kind of items. I mean, it's either going to do really well for you or not. It's because the stats on it is not fantastic for the amount of gold you have to spend to get. It's just that one very broken passive that it has, provided you can get your stacks. It's a snowballing item.
But if you don't get kills early enough, sell it as quickly as possible and get a better item.
Yeah. I agree with you, Lotus.
But the question is, when do you make that decision on selling it? Is it when you're 1 or 2 kills down?
Like at this stage, I would say, in my opinion, that at around the 12-minute mark, when the second Lord is up, by that time, if you don't have, I want to say at least 20 stacks, that item means nothing. And I mean, if you die a lot as well, by that point you should know, okay, not going to buy a Sky Piercer, or I'm going to sell the Sky Piercer and just use that gold to buy a better item, buy penetration, extra damage. There's just a lot of options.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better just to buy the Sky Piercer just later if you see you are gonna snowball or not. Because it's not use buying it early and then everyone ganks you like.
Yeah, 100%. It is one of those, it's those hit or miss kind of items. But with that being said, a big congratulations to Vikings taking this, well, actually it's going to be the points. We are still in the group stages. So securing the points, and well, we're going to be creating and setting up the next lobby. We will have the teams available for you. Lotus, if you can just remind me which are the teams that will be facing each other.
Bang Gang versus Yala Skip 1 HP.
Alright, so it's Yala Skip up against Bang Gang. This is going to be another firecracker of a match. This group is stacked. I'm not gonna lie, this group's stacked.
That is true, bro. And once again, a South African team up against a Madagascan team. Once again.
Yeah.
But the Madagascan team's dominating performances tonight.
Exactly. They've taken 2 for 2 in the matchup so far. So we're just going to wait for the players to get into the lobby. The lobby is already created, so this is not going to be a long a pause as it was between the first and second game. It's going to be a little bit shorter, but we're going to get the pause screen up and running. It'll be just very few minutes before we have the lobbies full, because the players are slowly joining into the mix. As we head into the third and final game of the evening, it is going to be Yala Skip up against Bang Gang.
With the cold
Hello everybody, welcome back. It's, as I told you, a very short pause this time round. We've got the players into the mix, we've got everyone in the lobbies. We're gonna wait for them to get ready, press start, and we're gonna head into the drafting phase. Just to remind you, and myself, because it seems that I didn't put the poll up. Very interestingly enough. See what happens when you get old? You forget about things. Old age is a trap. Don't get old, young people. Don't get old.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what Way is saying, we need to look at getting wheelchair donations for him in the up and coming year. Maybe too.
Maybe too. But I much prefer the crutches, you know, because then I can swing it at all the young people around me.
Get off my lawn!
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I could imagine Way just standing there with the kiri and Black Label and then sorted.
Yeah, most definitely. So we've got the poll up and running for you. You just tell the ref that we are sorted. Alright, let me tell the casters we're sorted. Somebody's gotta do it.
Usually Lotus is the one that's on the ball with that, but I see she doesn't want to talk to us. She's mad at us currently.
Yeah. Her energy levels are low. It was busy. What were you eating just now, Lotus?
Ice cream.
Picking those energy levels. Ice cream in winter. There you go.
That's clutch plays. But to get the energy levels of Lotus up, Angelic said I should tell you the photo she sent you last time, she send you a better one this time.
Oh, I see. And we're back to Blush Central as we wait for everybody to get ready.
I mean, this is always fun just to see Lotus blush away.
I didn't get the notification for the photo though.
Oh, she's waiting for it. I'll tell Angelic now.
So as we get ready for this third and final game of the evening, it's still a best of 3, so we might still have 3 games to go. So don't panic, don't stress. There's still a lot more action to be had. I mean, we have been on stream for 2 hours, 40 minutes already, heading into the 3-hour mark. And let me just tell them we're all ready. And we should be heading...
Get ready to rumble!
And we should be heading into this draft for the first game. So a lot of the votes going the way of Bang Gang, 80% of the votes. So we're just going to wait for the 1 HP fans to get into the mix. And we will be going. It's taking some time to get us into the drafting screen. Come on, we're ready. We are ready.
Someone sounds very eager for the smoke break.
Alright.
And into the drafting phase we go.
Gambit getting the first ban of this drafting phase, banning once again the Yisun Shin.
Yeah, YSS not getting allowed to be picked up for the Madagascan teams. But I mean, if you look at Bang Gang's first match, having that YSS, what a devastating match with that YSS onto Bellatrix's.
That is true, and 1 HP knows what they're going up against, but Bang Gang bans out the Glue. So Glue doesn't get to feature much these evenings, and when he does feature, he causes a lot of problems.
Yeah, into the correct matchup, into the correct lineup. I mean, but Glue is something that you need to keep your eye on. As we do see 1 HP banning out Sicilian, and Bang Gang not waiting, getting rid of Zetian. The new hero, well, she did feature in 1 game tonight. Just hoping she gets picked up again, but highly doubt it.
I'm lined up in my sights.
Oh, and Kimmy also getting banned. She only featured 1 match this entire evening, and ever since, everyone's been wanting to ban her.
That is true. I mean, Gimme, what a hero. I'm so happy she received the love and got that buff in the previous patch. And Gimme being so much to deal with. Oh, Gambit picking up the Yuzong for Yala. Skip. Birdie currently showing. Oh, Birdie does pick up Kadia, so we will see those displacements with the Tsunami Slayers.
But with the Kimmy also getting banned, once Moonton shows some of the heroes a bit of love, all the players show them hate and ban them.
Something like that. Cici currently using that 50-second timer before we see the next pickup from the side of Bang Gang.
Maybe he's planning on swapping out? Oh, but wants to go for the Hayabusa. Not the Hayabusa. Please don't pick a Hayabusa, please. Ah, but he picks the Hayabusa.
So why not the Hayabusa? Why not a Hayabusa, Lotus?
Because recently the Hayabusa hasn't been doing so well, especially in the MSA. And Lancelot has just been so OP. He's such a dashing hero. Yes, pun intended. But why a Hayabusa?
Lotus, alright, that's fine. I'll give you some slack. But just just know that door is open, and we'll refer back to the stream, right? Nonetheless, Cuba picking up Valir and Silver Surfer with the Brody.
Brody has also actually been recently strong, but a lot of players know this and they make sure to gank his lane extremely early just to prohibit some of that farm. Destiny getting the next pick. Destiny is actually a good mage player from what I saw, especially in the IESF matches with her going with the Lunox. But I don't think they'll be going for Lunox this time. Switches out with a Ruby.
Always on the way.
Ruby is a very good pick, especially with that I'm Offended. And Spectre bans out the Matilda getting banned out from the side of Bangang. I mean, Ruby can sustain a lot of damage. She can dish out damage. And oh boy. Red Riding Hood.
Now we just need Roger to complete the entire fairy tale.
Well, I don't think Bangang will pick up the Roger. However, they did pick up the Roger in a weird combination pick in the first match as Granger gets banned out from Yola. Skip.
But Akai also getting banned out. Akai was a big problem that 1 HP did have against the Vikings.
My life.
Harith being the final ban coming in from 1 HP. Smurf with the next pick. Well, first pick in phase 2 of this first drafting phase.
So right now they just need a mage and a gold laner. Who do you think they'll go with, especially in this comp?
A Lucian. Oh, Destiny picking up Moskov.
I am more than a weapon.
Oris Kun responding by picking up Julian. I love a Julian. I know Wei also loves Julian players. Well, Julian the hero. Not really something that you can counter. And Bunny showing us Beleric.
True. But Julian is, as you said, so difficult to counter. But if it's not the best of players, then... Or if your opponent is just a little bit better than you, they can take you out. But the Moskov, I'm loving this Moskov pick because he can just go from one match to the other. He just needs good aiming skills.
Yeah, Moskov does have that high mobility. Just waiting on Smurf to pick up the mage for the side of Bangang. Oh my word, will it be Valentina though? Valentina can steal the Wrath of Dryads. Oh, the burn from Valir, as well as the Black Dragon. Valentina into the mix.
Whenever I see Smurf, the rhyme goes Smurfity Smurf Smurf Smurf.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the draft in this first best of 3 series between YOLO Skip and Bang Gang. Well, Bang Gang taking their first matches this evening 2-0, 1 HP, going into a death round series with Vikings. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be handing you over to old Shroomsy and the one and only Mr. Waylander. Let's go. Are you ready to rumble?
Yeah, so, with that good introduction there, welcome back to the stream, everybody. We're heading into the match. It's Shroomsy and I who are in desperate need of some ice cream as well. Because I think, yeah, you just take a bite there. You take a bite and don't share with anybody, Lotus. We can see her, you can't see her. But we needed some ice cream as well. Get the energy levels up and running. But I'm sure these two teams will manage to do it for us.
The jokes also went off, so... I mean, the ice cream definitely works. She made a few jokes in the lobby as well, so that's something you see. So I think ice cream is definitely the answer.
When in doubt, choose ice cream, as both the teams choose to start this game on the same side of the map. It is 1 HP on the red and Bang Gang on the blue. So Hayabusa, as would be expected, has a little bit of a faster jungle clear, comparatively speaking, compared to the Julian.
I mean, with the Litho being spawned up, one has been definitely in a prime position to go for this Litho. As you know, the Litho has been in this latest patch a major game changer, getting that level 4 timing, but Julian not needing a level 4, so he definitely has that early game capabilities as well.
Yeah. So Hayabusa should hit that level 4 very, very shortly. Maybe slightly before the Julian, very slightly. I would say both the heroes just need that little bit of extra timing as we are watching Bang Gang make that invasion. They're going on to the Belleric. Belleric throws out a couple of skills. Hayabusa into the mix. Oh, that second skill. Enhanced second skills from the Julian. Hayabusa did manage to secure that small camp, but she took a lot of damage in there.
Definitely, but I mean, it's still another 20 seconds before this first little of the match spawning up, and once again, CC going for the enemy jungle invade, so not giving Julian a lot of farm in this early game. It's a very good rotation that he's making, but this Yuzong also in a prime position. Does he know CC's there?
Oh, beautiful Petrify from the Yuzong as he takes down the Hayabusa first blood.
Oh, and that definitely gives the turtle free reign. 1 HP will take this uncontested, and this will secure the early game XP that they lost will go back into their pockets with this turtle.
Yeah, and a slight gold lead as well. So not much to speak of, just about 200 gold. Nice positioning here from Bang Gang. They scout out the Belleric, stolen Wrath of Dryads by the Valentina. Brody, he's just positioning in the bushes just to stay a little bit safe as Kalia sticking around there. She doesn't have that Tsunami Slam just yet. Oh, there's a Belleric. He wanted to go in for that Wrath of Dryads combination. Valier making the rotation across as well. Gets a bit of pressure onto Kalia. Kalia's going to be hoping to get that level 4 power spike soon. She needs that Tsunami Slam as that extra bit of control that Bang Gang needs.
I mean, as soon as the Tsunami Slam is online, you also have the Ruby and the Wrath of Dryads that will definitely make a very good engagement tool in the hands of Bang Gang. But the Hayabusa will now be able to go onto this Brody. Does Brody know he's here? Is his map awareness there? He goes onto that Moskov. Moskov does get a knockback, and that is a shadow kill onto the Brody. Gets that torn apart memories off, but not enough damage to secure that kill.
Yeah, the follow-up is in there. There's going to be the Wrath of Dryads being used by the Valentina, but enough escapability from the side of 1 HP to move out of position. Oh, there's the Hayabusa coming in. A bit of poke damage onto the Belleric, but Belleric, he's a tanky boy. He's going to walk it off.
Definitely. This Ruby also Spectre making very aggressive rotation to the mid lane, trying to get that gold shield pop in the mid lane to get that map pressure into their pocket. But meanwhile, Yuzong just focusing to get that gold shield cracked on the bot tower. The next turn of the match will spawn up in 10 seconds, and I have to say this is going to be a back and forth engagement coming out from both teams.
Yeah. Most definitely. Valentina will want to steal the ultimates once more. I think she's going to try to go for the Wrath of Dryads again. There's the engagement. Yuzog gets a bit of poke damage onto Kalia. Kalia managing to reposition. Valir is in the mix, keeping this turtle pulled towards his side of the map here. As we watch the Black Dragon form, he is committed here. Who's Yuzong going to be landing upon? Hayabusa with the steal. Beautiful retry. It's going to be the Black Dragon onto the Ruby, but she's sustaining through so much. The stolen Wrath of Dryads. Valentina, she can't sustain through this. The shadow kill is out as it's Hayabusa gets the return kill. He's continuing. Ruby with another pick of kill. Oh my goodness. Bang Gang take down 2. It's a 2-for-1 exchange. They want to go in for more as Kubo has to flicker back to safety underneath the tier 1 turret. Hayabusa going in for this steal, buff steal. Sensing an opportunity.
Very good rotation coming out, and Destiny also making a rotation with that Spear of Destiny onto the enemy team just to get that extra bit of damage. But Brody in a lot of danger here. Smurf is already onto him. Brody with a knocker from the Kalia. Purify has been used. Hayabusa's in the mix, but no shadow kill. Successful. There it goes, and he gets a kill onto Brody. 1 HP that Balric just not being able to help his teammates survive through everything. I'm offended onto Balric, but there's no follow-up damage from the side of Bang Gang.
Here, meanwhile, Moskov takes down the first turret of the game as a Bang Gang into the mix. There's the Tsunami Slam. Oh, Subio, what a second skill there from RS Kun as he manages to escape, heal himself back up from that double team that was happening in the river.
Definitely. I mean, Julian is a sneaky boy. If he gets that on second skill off, he not only survives with that dash, but he also gets a lot of HP back with that healing capabilities, that life steal. But interesting, Moskov doing a lane swap here, coming to help the bot lane while Hayabusa is just clearing the top lane. So this is a very good rotation, the 4-1 split as we know it. Just leaving your jungler with a mobility to clear the opposite lane while you put a lot of pressure onto the bot lane. Very good rotation, yeah.
Yeah. As Hayabusa is just dancing around, making sure the mid lane's being cleared, but they are engaging onto this Yuzong. There's the Tsunami Slam. Do we have the follow-up? It's a 4v1 situation, so it's going to be Yuzong taken out. There's the stolen Black Dragon form, as well as the Spear of Destruction, but I think they will try to disengage here as it's time to take this next objective. It's the next turtle of the game. They did trade on the top 1 HP, managing to take a turret. So bot turret for top turret, but with the kill to the good and the turtle, I feel that oh, there's the shadow kill coming out. Will he get the kill? Yes, he does. Hayabusa starting to hurt. So definitely Bang Gang taking the better of the trades. Oh, but look at that. Ruby caught underneath the turret with the Wrath of Dryads. Gets taken down. There's the follow-up. There's the Tornaport memory. And so 1 HP saying to this particular caster, we may have been in a little bit of a bad situation, but we're down but not out. We can recover this gold lead.
Yeah, and definitely they might even take this tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Hayabusa's into the mix, just dashing around. Moskov with the Spear of Destiny into the mix, but does not do enough damage. This Brody is half-healthing Moskov in 2 shots.
Yeah. As we get the bulls up and running for everybody. As you can see, Brody's got the Malefic gun, he's got the Horse Claws going, and he does have that dish out a ton of damage as Hayabusa just forces the Black Dragon form out from the Yuzong. He's going to have to use it defensively, but he's seizing the opportunity to get into an engagement here. Flickers are coming out. Ruby somehow managing to survives that torn apart memory. So a lot of skills being committed, but there's still time for those skills to cool down. It is another 40 seconds to this next objective to Lord.
So Horse Claw is a very interesting item. You don't usually see that on a Brody, so you might be going for the attack speed, basic attack Brody build. So you will see the see Albert as well being picked up. So interesting build you don't see often on the Brody.
Yeah, but seemingly effective in this particular lineup because there's a lot of heals coming out. There's a Tsunami Slam onto the Julian. He's second skilled away. Yuzong goes in just to do the zoning away as Bang Gang have got the positioning right now. And as expected, we will see the Moskov split pushing away as the teams are going to start this Lord dance.
Awesome. I mean, this Lord Dance already is a 9-minute mark, and I have to say, Bang Gang in a prime position to go for this Lord. We do know Moskov doing what the Moskov does best, split pushing, just waiting for that Spirit of Destiny to join the team fight. And the Wrath of Drive's already into the arsenal of Smurf, so I have to say, I don't think that 1HP can contest this one.
No, they opt against contesting it. It's very difficult to contest objectives like this when there's a Moskov around. I mean, you can just see what he does. He keeps this one lane pushed in, and if there's any team fight, he's going to be there in a split second.
I mean, that's a game changer as well. And I mean, there's already a 4k gold lead in favor of Bang Gang. As they do go onto this Balric, he's in a lot of danger. We do see the Tsunami Slam and the Arm Offended just securing that kill, and that's a massive frontliner dead in the favor of Bang Gang.
Yeah. And Smurf there still has the ult up available. Who's going to try to steal? Does he have the Wrath of Dryad still available? We'll get to see. Moskov going in with the Lord. The wave's not exactly 100% evenly pushed up. Spear of Destruction comes out. Misses everybody. Ever so slightly. As now we see the Lord battling his way on the top lane. Banging will try to take the tier 2 turrets as best they can. Hayabusa seemed like he was going in onto the Julian, but knowing Julian has that second skill escape. Oh, nice stun coming out from the Moskov. Does he have the damage? Oh, the second skill just doing just enough. What fast fingers from Destiny, avoiding his destiny that could have sent him back to the base as the Yuzong jumped in.
Yuzong not having a lot of fun in this game, or only being 1 and 2. I mean, there's only a 4-kill advantage in the hands of Bang Gang, and that is not a lot of kills you usually see in our Southern African server, but I have to say a lot of discipline being shown from both teams in this game.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. The amount of discipline being shown by both teams is on point. As we see the bulls and the items where everybody wants more the Beleric into the mix. Oh, but he manages to get the set onto the Ruby. There's the Black Dragon form. The chase is on. Brody doing so much damage. He still has that torn apart memory. Yuzong, he's trying to engage here. He gets the kill here. They managed to take down the Valentina as well. So that is a 3-for-0 exchange going the way of 1 HP as they even out the kill count, reduce that gold lead quite significantly. Oh, there's engagement on Moskov, but Moskov's beautiful repositioning. There's the shadow kill coming out as a Yuzong, as a Hayabusa. Oh, he almost got the double kill there. Had to disengage.
Oh, I mean, that knockout from the Julian, if he got onto that Hayabusa, he would have definitely been deleted. I mean, Julian doing a lot of damage with that enhanced skills of his, and the amount of sustainability, escapability, and just plain CC that he has is astounding. But the next Lord of the match will be spawning up in the next 5 seconds, and already Bang Gang doing the same rotation, leaving the Moskov to split push while they are setting up for this Lord. And then again, they're still waiting for this Yuzong to get up, so that we might not see engagement just yet.
Yeah, they're probably going to wait for Moskov to go in for a full split push there, just to create the distraction, just to create a numbers advantage. I mean, you don't want to go into this mix, or this dance, shall we say, in a 4v5 situation.
Definitely. Balric just being an annoyance on the front line here, just trying to get that second skill with the Wrath of Drive combination just set in stone so he can stun up the entire team. So, 1HP in a very good position here. The concealed play comes out from Birdie, trying to get that wraparound play, but does not succeed.
Yeah, Moskov just waiting for vision. Yuzong is the one to leave the mix to try and potentially stop any split pushes that are going on. It's just the Beleric doing a very good job frontlining here, giving vision for the team. Meanwhile, it could be a possible engagement here. Moskov trying to get onto that Yuzong, but Yuzong deciding, no. I'm going to disappear from this particular mix as there's the engagement. It's going to be the Tsunami Slam. Wrath of Giants counter with the Wrath of Giants. The Shadow Kill comes out. Somehow the Kalia is still alive. It's going to be a 3-for-nothing exchange. With Moskov's full split pushing away.
Oh, this Moskov is a menace. But Judah engaging onto the Moskov does not get a knockout. But this Moskov is deleting him. One shot, 1 HP. That's a 1 HP escape. What a play.
Yeah, Moskov, he's got his full build up and running. As you can see, he's probably going to sell the boots as the final one. The Lord going uncontested to the side of Bang Gang. This is giving them pole position to take this first game in a best of 3. But let's see the defense, whether it can come out from the side of 1 HP.
They definitely have the opportunity. I mean, you can't fret that combination they have with Wrath of Giants into the Black Dragon. Definitely, but there's Baldric in a lot of danger, being caught out of position. But Bang Gang decided not to do a full engagement as the Lord is battling down. So it all depends on the combinations they play out, who's going to take this.
Yeah. That is true. So Lord charging into the base. There's the Black Dragon form. They are quite grouped up for this here, as it's the stolen Wrath of Dryads into the backline. Valentina managing to escape. The Lord still on his way into the base. They're trying to find the angle here, the space that they need, but the defense still going strong. The Lord has been taken down. Moskov trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. Can't get the lock onto the base. The defense done very, very nicely from the side of 1 HP.
Oh, what a defense. I mean, you can't count out any team just yet. Both of these teams are doing very, very well. Very strong teams in their own regard. So I have to say, I think we're going to definitely look at a cracker of a match, best of 3, even maybe seeing a game 3 in this regard.
Yeah, the Wrath of Dryads does come out, but Belleric has been taken down. The turret is in. There's the Tsunami Slam. Onto 1, the Ruby into the mix. Moskov just deleting everybody. He's doing so much damage. The torn apart memory manages to take him down, but it's going to be it's actually the Valier with the shutdown kill. It's just a 2-for-3 exchange. The base is open. Can they get the lock on? Julian, he's being CC'd up. Is he going to get taken down? Yes, he is. It's Valier left alive to defend against everybody. The base is being locked. This should be it. As Hayabusa hit that immortality proc, but it's game 2. The side of Bang Gang, they draw first blood.
What a match. I mean, well played to Bang Gang. I mean, and 1 HP. We saw a very, very disciplined game coming out from both teams. Not securing a lot of kills, rather focusing their objectives and getting everything set. But that Moskov, bro, that Moskov's damage was insane.
Yeah.
I wanted to go get my steaks out of the freezer because, damn, that match was on fire.
Like, if you look at the stats, now I just saw the stats out. Moskov doing 39% of the hero damage, 72% tower damage with a 69% teamfight participation. That is a deserved MVP.
Yeah. So sorry, Lotus, go ahead.
No, I want to say that is true, but everyone is quiet. It took a while before I heard any voices.
So what you're trying to say is it was the voices in your head stopped for a moment there, and then you decided to listen to the rest of us.
No, she was having a Randy Orton moment there. I hear voices crying.
Now, the question is, the voices in your head, do they speak English or Korean?
Chinese, actually.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. Lotus will blush again. Shame, why do you do this to Lotus?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good enough.
Well, we all have our hobbies.
Yeah, it's a good as answer as any. But this first game, just getting back to the game, right? Love the execution from the side of Bang Gang.
Yeah, and just another W to the side of another Madagascan team, bro. Madagascar's teams are on fire and on point tonight. So you see the knowledge of the game coming in. You can see the rotations. You can see the comms are on point tonight, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Saturday night seems to be Madagascar's time to shine, as they've picked up quite a few wins in the mix. Who's gonna stop them? They seem like a juggernaut here.
A force to be reckoned with.
But anyway, we
Yeah,
do
but 1HP played extremely well, so they might also be able to take this also into a third match.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened to everybody. I think they may have just disconnected. I will wait for them to reconnect, as I just handled the draft for you a little bit here. It's Glue with the first ban coming out from the side of Bang Gang. Am I still alive? I hope that I'm not the one who crashed out, but we'll get to see. And Zetian as the follow-up band coming through.
Endure.
So Bang Gang in a pretty decent position right now to seal the deal, but well, I'll hand you over to our drafters. I think they have rejoined the stream. Have you guys? Everything's okay? Alright, so the Phobius ban coming through from the side of Bang Gang, as Kubo responds with the Clear ban. Clear caused a lot of chaos in the previous match there. Let me just try and do some
Let them play the hero.
technical
I will be the
difficulties.
truth this world desperately needs.
Issues here, as I'll try to get things sorted out and the team back and running with you, so that we can continue
So
with things
why
going.
rejoins us?
All right. I'm not sure what happened over there, but let me just get the screen up and running.
So Ruby also gets banned out from the equation. First pick of this drafting phase will be Birdie, but will he swap out? Will he make a pick? To go for a roamer pick so early in the game is not usually recommended, but some teams make it work.
No one can escape my
Madame Lotus as Spectre picks up Badang as the first pick for the side of Bang Gang. Now, the question is Badang going to be in the XP lane, or will he be picked up in the roam? Badang roam, Loki, an underrated hero on that position, as we do see Kubo picking up Sicilian and Gambit going with the Hayabusa.
Hayabusa.
You don't
I
like
think people
Hayabusa
have-
for some reason. You like
No,
him, but
I
you
do
don't
not.
like him.
I
You
do
like
not
him, but you
like
don't like him.
Hayabusa. No, I do not like him at all. He is
Well-
such an indecisive character. I don't like him.
Didn't you call him a dashing hero in the previous match? Oh, as Sissy picks up the joy for the side of Bang Gang. So first joy of the evening, and potentially the last joy of the evening as well.
Yes. Also, to correct your statement, I called Lancelot a dashing hero.
Whatever. As Destiny picks up Uranus and RS Kun for the next pick for the side of Yala. Skip, as the Mincetar has been brought into the reckoning. We will see that King's calling into the battlefield. Buddy, with the first ban in phase 2 of this best of 3 series. Bang Gang currently up by 1 point. Yalla skip looking to get that return and take us into that sudden death round like in the previous best of 3 series that they featured against the Vikings. Well, Vikings.
Yes, Vikings. But Mr. is such an underestimated hero. Forster getting banned out, that was a bit unexpected, to be honest. I mean, Bang Gang had Valentina, yes?
There is no mage yet for the side of Bang Gang. So Farza could potentially be a good ban. I mean, there you go. The last two bans are focusing on to the mage. So definitely not loving Smurf at this point in stage as Birdie bans out Kufra.
But Smurf is cute and blue and little. Why hate him? However, Bunny gets the next pick. Bunny? Oh. Right now they just need a roamer. Do we get to see a Tigreal? Once again, the Akai had been strong in the favor of 1 HP versus the Vikings.
Oh, Bunny picking up Minotaur. So Minnow in Fury. So 1 HP will have that healing coming in from Minnow into this matchup. Actually going for a tankier lineup. But I mean, you are facing a Joy and a Uranus. But the Badang will be on Rome. So
True, I don't think Uranus really works on Rome. Smurf flashing that Zushin. If we get to see another Zushin tonight, I mean, during the most wanted list, was it? And the Viking series, no one wanted to use Zushin to be played. Now no one wants the Tien to be played.
well, Zushin, I mean, in all respect, Zushin is one of the new heroes that has been on the scene while being banned for quite a very long time. And Zushin is definitely one hero that you don't want in a team fight, but nonetheless, Zushin was picked up by the side of Bang and Erithel as well. Silver Surfer going with the Brody, so that does complete the drafting phase in the second match. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and let's see where the votes are currently at. It is 62% in favor of Bang Gang. Bang Gang in the house.
True, so which comp would you favor?
Oh, well, if we're looking at the drafts, right, I am favoring Bang Gang. Want to know why? Because they're playing against your favorite jungle, Hayabusa. But I mean, Joy is a hero that you need to respect. I mean, Joy can do a lot of damage, and Uranus can sustain it also. If the sets come in well in favor of Bang Gang, I'm going to see a very difficult time for 1 HP. But without further ado, let me hand you over to the two gentlemen that will take you through the blow-by-blow action. It is all Shrezy and Mr. Waylander himself. Let's go!
Yeah, so this is the second game. This is, well, the first game was quite exciting, I must admit. Though, different kind of draft, different kind of feel. We're getting to see Joy in the mix after a very, very long time. What are your thoughts on this Joy into this composition here, Shumzi?
So Joy, I love a Joy into the draft. The amount of damage, chase, 1v4 potential she has is just crazy. And I mean, along with that, with a Zushin as well, just the constant CC and irritation is awesome. But one thing they have to watch out for is the Minsterthar and the Minotaur being able to both just lock down the Joy and stop her from just dancing around.
Pretending she's in a Persian nightclub, you mean?
I mean, this is in South Africa. Luckily, they are in Madagascar, so they have electricity to throw that beats around. In South Africa, we don't have that thanks to Eskom.
Yeah. We have many things to thank Eskom for. I would say this, right? More than anything else, Eskom has turned people to God. As we watch the Minotaur being taken down as the first blood.
People just saying, please, no load shedding tonight. But a very aggressive rotation coming out here from Bang Gang. And I have to say, it definitely might pay off. And if this Joy can get into the mix, we do see that Shadows coming on. Electro Beats just not landing onto anyone. They're going for the small camp invade. Will they get it, or will 1HP successfully secure their own jungle farm?
Yeah. The Sanguine Claws being used there on point. The Retribution coming out from the Joy just to make sure. We do know that the turtle has been is about to start. Oh, there's the engagement with the Mizrahi. Doesn't have the King's Calling, has to flicker back. Oh, we see the engagement underneath the turret. We get the stun going through from the Badang, and that's yet another kill to the side of Bang Gang.
Oh, beautiful flicker coming out from the Badang, just stopping Minsathal from getting back underneath his turtle. And Joy once again onto the mix. You know that Electro Beats has a short cooldown, so she can just spam her skills over and over and over again. And along with that, with his Badang and Uranus frontline just not dying to anything.
Yeah. So first turtle secured by the side of Bang Gang. Lobo, to answer your question, this is the Southern African region. One of the teams, the team in red from South Africa and the team in blue from Madagascar.
So this is the MSA Cup, and there's a lot of teams here. We have some Botswanan teams playing, there's Zimbabwe teams, there's a lot of teams from the South African region that each featuring. But I have to say, currently, I'm very impressed with this Madagascar teams showing us their dominating performance and just showing all the people, because, you know, that's a running meme is about the Madagascar flag. But as soon as you reach the immortal level, you know, Madagascar players are scary to face against.
I would agree with you. Having streamed quite a few of their tournaments over the previous year, there was some extremely impressive performances from them, as we can see right now on screen for ourselves, on display for across this evening. So as things stand, there is a 2-point something, shall we say. The amounts keep changing. Gold lead in the favor of Bang Gang as they continue with this aggression. So Joy just waiting here to go in on the Sicilian. Sicilian gets the Bat's Feast out. Minotaur was protecting them with the marksman. Oh, but there's the stuns here as they managed to take down Birdie on that Badang before he could do anything much. Once more, the engagement, the invades, keeping this Joy with a 1-level gold lead. I mean, the XP lead.
I mean, that is a massive early game pressure they are putting onto the map. But I have to say, this Minsathal, they should definitely watch out for it. That King's Calling can change any team fight. And even if you don't have the King's Calling, if you get caught out and hooked underneath the turret, you will be taken down after this recent massive buff he got on his skills.
Yeah, and look at those pressure once more. Hayabusa not being allowed to get any farm. The lift off here, the stun onto the Minotaur. He tries to hit the Minoan Fury, uses it and manages to escape. The continuation is in there. He goes in for the stun once more. He's gonna get taken down. There's the Joy. She's dancing around. Hayabusa trying to get that shadow kill off. Most of the damage is landing onto the Joy. She gets pulled back with the Sanguine Claws. She's trying to escape, has the dashes to get away as Brody is taken down by the rotation here from the Uranus.
So Uranus making a beautiful rotation to help his team, but at the cost of the tier 1 turret, as RS Kun takes down the first tier 1 turret of the match in favor of 1 HP. But this turtle already being up, and both teams just trying to zone each other out, not committing fully to this turtle fight.
Yeah. Oh, there's engagement once more onto Hayabusa. He's not even being allowed to take a small camp. Stun comes out from the Minotaur. Bat's Feast comes out from Sicilian, just zoning everybody away. But Dunk was taken down to just a third of his health being missing there, as the mid lane wave forces everyone to make their movements across. This looks like it's going to be a full 5v5. Uranus frontlining for the team once more. There's the pullback onto the Joy. She pops that Electro Beats. The follow-up damage is in there. Shadow kill comes out from the Hayabusa. The King's Calling, catching onto quite a few. Minotaur, he's healing, he's trying to sustain, but the Zushin with her aerial lift-off make sure that the Minotaur doesn't survive too long, as it's another kill going the way of the Irithel as they continue this engagement here. A lot of pressure in this mid lane.
And once again, the Bat Feast just used to zone out the enemy team so you can get back and get some health up. So what an aggressive game coming out from both teams. I mean, Bang Gang having a lot of pressure. Irithal with that ult onto Hayabusa, just using the shadows to get back to safety. Munsterthal is a very good lane clearer, so he's able to just survive through everything here. But they're going on to the third tower, trying to tower dive him, but the minions are cleared out, and that's a failed engagement from Bang Gang.
Yeah. They were trying to get a bit more pressure being done. They did do a bit of damage to Muntatar. He has to recall as they try to get a little bit more control here on the mid lane. Brody coming to make sure that doesn't happen. The Sicilian very much on point in this game with the Sanguine Claws.
I mean, earlier in that massive fight, he got a Sanguine Claws onto 4, and I mean, with that Sicilian damage, it definitely is something you have to watch out for to get caught out. But Orange not knowing that Spectre is there. We do see the concealed play coming out. Birdie into the mix. We do see the King's Calling not being able to save him, as the Batang did commit the first crack.
Yeah. But 1 HP, they're trying to seize the advantage here of getting this lane pushed in. There's the joy. Minoan Fury comes out. Electro beats into the back line as the full team from Bang Gang make their move across. Are they going to take down the Sicilian? Yes, they are. Oh, but the first crack, he almost landed onto the Brody, trying to seal the deal and seal him up there. But at the same time, the towers have been traded across the map. Though a little bit more damage, or actually significant more damage, has been done to the mid lane turret by the side of 1 HP.
Definitely, I mean, so the gold lead already currently beautifully in the hands of Bang Gang, having almost a 4k gold lead, as Hayabusa does take down the Zushin. First crack onto Bunny. Bunny in a lot of danger, but the two frontliners just not doing enough damage to seal that kill.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect them. Oh, there's the Electro beats onto the Munsterthal. He's trying to sustain through. He's gonna catch through. Is he gonna catch through? Oh my goodness, he takes down the Windhog. It's a joy, just like, what did I walk into?
And that's why I have to watch out for that Munsterthal. I mean, if he gets the correct King's Calling, you are melted, as that second skill buff is massive. So you have to definitely have to start respecting this Munsterthal in the team fights.
Yeah, so Lord goes the way of Bang Gang, but a lot of damage being done by the side. Goes the way of 1 HP, but a lot of damage being done. Oh my goodness, they just eliminate the Brody as he was trying to get the lane pushed. A little bit of an overextension there caused the problems. As there's Hayabusa, he wants to land that shadow kill onto the Irithel, but they just make sure that the mid lane wave has been cleared. They know the Lord will be spawning up in maybe about 15 seconds or so. Actually with this wave, so it'll make sure that they can at least establish a little bit more pressure.
So definitely, I have to say, Bang Gang needs to secure this mid defense before trying to get the other lanes. If this mid tier 1 turret falls, they will be in a lot of danger with the map presence from 1 HP.
Yeah, agreed. As the Lord is being melted down by this Irithel, Munsterthal into the mix as well, but there's an engagement here onto the back line by the Badang and Zushin. They're sticking very, very close together. Lord has been removed. Hayabusa wants to get this mid lane pushed in. They want to try to catch him as he makes his rotation across. There's the first crack, but the second skill coming through from the Badang, just keeping him alive. But at the same time, I think they do keep that turret set. Oh, there's a flicker. Minoan Fury onto 2. But we see the follow-up from the Team Kings calling into the back onto the Joy. Joy is gonna have to disengage. Crimson Lantern comes out. They displace the Minotaur as Yuzong. He wants to go in onto the front line. This Irithel on a mega kill. She's really dishing out the damage. The shadow kill, however, manages to get onto the Zushin, but it's the Irithel dishing out the damage, forcing everybody away. So honors even, I would say. There was just one extra turret that was taken down, the tier 2 turret in the bot lane in there by the side of 1 HP. So even though the gold lead is not in their favor, and even though the kill count isn't, it's the map control that they have slightly in their advantage.
Map control is everything. If they can secure one more turret, they will be in a firm position to take this match. But I mean, this Minster thought just keeping this Joy honest, not allowing her to join the team fights while the whole team is there. Do you see that Badang with the first game? Beautiful Sanguine Claws into the King's Calling, and that is already one player taken down. 2 players, that's a 2-for-nothing exchange currently. Joy just building up her stacks. Sanguine Claws just to keep her safe.
Yeah, she gets a bit of poke damage. Meanwhile, Hayabusa with the split push. They want to make sure that they can protect this turret. Zushin just pulling the wave away. There's the Minotaur into the mix. He gets the Minoan Fury off, and they take down the Joy. 1 HP. They've switched gears here. They managed to take down yet another. It's a double kill going the way of the Brody. Could this be the angle for them? It's going to be time for the Lord now, and there's going to be no Joy available.
They definitely have the ability to take this uncontested. I mean, I have to say, as soon as this Minsterthal started to join the team fights, the whole role swapped out. I mean, they showed a dominating mid-game performance, and we are heading into the late game. And I have to say, I'm favoring HP to, if they keep this pressure and keep the discipline, they will definitely be able to take the second game and push us into a game 3.
Yeah, they've almost evened out the kill count. They've swung the gold lead in their favor as we just get the builds up on screen for everybody, because I'm sure you must be interested in what everyone's building towards. As we can see very, very quickly, both Lords, in fact, going the way of 1 HP. So they are in a good position here to take us into game 3. They're going to hope to try to take down some of the tier 3 turrets. The shield has expired. We're beyond the 12-minute mark. So they know with this Lord, if you guide it into the base, it's going to have a big crash in.
And a lot of split potential. The shadow kill, you're onto the Zushin, gets that kill. So that is another play down. Massive fight in the bot lane. Joy commits the electro beats, but to no avail. Bernie is into the mix, just finding out this birdie, and the Lord is locking out. That will be a tier 3 turret. That's for no 1 HP left on that tower.
Yeah. Minotaur wants to allow the wave to go in there as Minotaur lands the King's Calling. The turret is still alive, but they managed to get everybody. King's Calling into the Minoan Fury. Mino with further stuns in there as they're trying to engage upon this Minotaur game changer of an ultimate there. The follow-up from the team. They have the angle right now. They've got the numbers. The waves are pushing in. It's going to be the engagement once more. It's Joy. She's with the Uranus, it's a 2v1 situation. Once more, Joy gets the electro beats, just not enough. Uranus is going to try to sustain through all of this, but I don't think he's going to be able to. The wave is into the mix. He's taken down. Killing spree for the Brody. It's game 2, 1 HP. Once more, we're going into the third game.
So I'm seeing a trend happening here on 1 HP. The second game swing backs that they are making currently is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we did ask them to take us into the sudden death rounds, and oh boy, the second time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a late stream this night. But I'm sure all the viewers at home, they've been sitting. A lot of them have been sitting with us since the beginning. We're 3.5 hours into the tournament matches for today. As we will get into the lobby. I'm just waiting for my game, which seems to have to be stuck on a particular screen. Well, anyway, let me get us
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So the person who's streaming to Discord, streaming to YouTube, got all of you all up and running. Yeah. Let's talk about my Wi-Fi, huh?
Valid. And sometimes you even throw a dual stream as well on that McDonald's Wi-Fi. So yeah, I can't actually call it McDonald's though.
Well, I'll call it the Burger King Wi-Fi.
Yeah, upgrade.
Because Burger King's the best.
It's called the King for a reason. I mean, you know what they say, why eat with the clown when you can dine with the king?
Yeah, so I'll just reload to get us into the lobby and then head into this third game. So, lady and gentlemen, what were your thoughts on this match?
Ooh, Lotus, you go first.
Well, to be honest, it was actually crazy how 1 HP was able to turn the entire game around. Bang Gang had the early game, then they started to make mistakes once the Mrs. Star came online and joined the team fights. because there was a lot of mispositioning from the side of the Zushin, the Aerithal, and that cost them a lot at the end of the day.
Yeah, Lotus, your boyfriend did very well. Hayabusa bringing in a very, very proper match there. It's not going to get old, Lotus. It's not going to get old.
Of all the guys, why Hayabusa?
Because he's Asian.
There are better Asian men in the game.
Don't worry. The Lotus, don't worry. The joke might not get old, but you will.
I'm sorry, but you started to age before I did.
So nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this, well, is a proper evening. I have to say, out of all the evenings that the MSA Cup has brought us, I mean, we're in Group B stages, and, well, we'll be heading into Group C in the up-and-coming nights. There's groups all the way up until H. Very strong teams, very popular teams that still need to come to your screens. So with that being mentioned, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit on the notification bell so that you can get notified when we go live here on Waylander Gaming. And into the drafting phase we go.
And once again, Gambit gets the first ban up match, once again banning out the Kalea. Birdie's Kalea is seriously getting popular and no one wants to see it.
Yeah, and Glue sticking in the banning phase. Glue getting, well, just picked up once this evening, but nonetheless, Kuba with a response from the side of 1 HP. Let's see if that's what Way mentioned, right? The team who gets second pick is the team who wins the match. How will 1 HP prove him wrong, or will Bang Gang prove him right? This is a major question. Viewers, what do you think is going to happen here? Will it be Bang Gang that closes this, or will it be 1 HP with the return Cubs, as Ruby was banned out, and Bang Gang respect banning that Mincetar?
Mincetar was such a big problem, but someone that's just a bit as big a problem would be the Franco. Oh, Phoveus once again banned from the side of 1 HP.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that Phoveus is a hero that you need to respect, but it's situational. Smurf! What will Smurf ban out? Oh, removing Zatsian. So, no Phoenix calling there. Peacock.
Let them play the hero.
RS picking up that Yuzhong before Bang Gang could. How well do you think it is to take this Yuzhong as a first pick, though?
Yuzhong being quite often first picks. I mean, that just allows your team composition to set up in a certain direction. I mean, the only hero, well, the hero to pick up against Yuzhong would be a CC, but Spectre picks up Badang.
Badang is seriously good, but let's hope he doesn't go try to turret dive when he's all alone again, like in the previous match. Birdie wanting to go for the Gato. Now this would be exciting. Gato.
That's a beautiful combination. Yep, that's a beautiful combination. Kubo showing us Sicilian. Will Kubo pick up his Sicilian once more in this final match of the evening?
Only love at night.
Oh, Kubo does pick up his Sicilian. Yes, sir. Bats Feast. Will the bats be feasting tonight, as the name of that skill has been named? Call upon among the MLBB creators.
At least we definitely know that the MLBB creators are creative. Silver Surfer once again picking up that devastating Ranger, and Smurf wanting to go for the Zushin. Would Zushin be good here, or would it be better to take a CC Mage? CC go.
Lotus's boyfriend into the mix once more. Sojo Hayabusa has been picked up by Bang Gang. Hayabusa had a very beautiful match in the hands of 1 HP the previous round. But to answer your question, right, you've already got your initiator, which is the Bedang, right? And then you've got your follow-up initiator, which is the Garagatcha. So Zushin, in all honesty, won't be a bad pick into that combination. However, I would rather go for like a Vexana, etc. as a Akai is the next band for the side of Bang Gang, and a Faza with that feathered airstrike being removed from the equation.
So right now, Bang Gang would probably go for Jungle Man, I think. But which jungler would they be going for right now, especially with thinking about the Yuzong, the Sicilian, and the Granger?
Well, Destiny with the final ban for the side of Bang Gang for the evening, banning out Lancelot.
Now that is a dashing hero.
No, Lotus, you can't change it. As a 1 HP bans out Valentina, Smurf showing us Eve and does pick up Eve for the side of Bang Gang. So that real world manipulation coming in from Eve could be devastating. 1 HP Gambit showing us Joy. 1 HP. Oh, I wanted to say something. Does Gambit want to show CC how Joy should be played? Well, we just wait for them to finish trolling us with their picks.
Joy's only problem in the previous match was the Mincetar. If it wasn't for the Mincetar, she would have had an easier match, I think.
Oh, Bunny going. How ironic, right? Bunny picking up a hero that bounces like a bunny. Gambit picking up Roger for the side of 1 HP. So, ladies and gentlemen, if Destiny picks up Harris, so this does conclude the draft. In the final match of the evening, which team will take the cookie crumbles? Cookie crumbs. There we go. That's it. So, without further ado, we are going to head into that loading screen up next. So, this was a fun evening, and I will to Oshroomzy and Mr. Waylander as they will take you through the blow-by-blow action in this final match of the evening.
So, welcome back to the game, everybody. We are into the sudden death round. It is the third game in a best of 3. Just to fill you in, if you haven't seen the earlier parts, though you do have the option to rewind and watch it again, or watch it for the first time. It was Bang Gang, strong performance in the first game, taking it 1-0. 1 HP responding in the second, evening things out as we now head into the third and final game. It's 1 HP in the blue, Bang Gang in the red. Who will be taking the victory here?
So it's going to be a very interesting match. I have to say, interesting hero drafts coming out from both teams, but I have to say, I would definitely favor 1 HP's draft with that Kufra countering already 2 heroes in that regard.
Yeah. That is very true. That Kufra can cause a lot of chaos for the side of Bang Gang. But they do have a very nice combination going to Bang Gang with the Badan, Gato, and Eve.
Definitely. But I have to say, it all comes down to the placement of the ultimates, who gets the better setup and follow-up potentials. And once again, CC going for that full jungle clear rotation. And with a high boost, having a very fast jungle clear, I have to say, he's in a prime position. Flicker with the Kufra onto Destiny. Destiny is in a lot of trouble, with Granger just not having enough damage to get that kill, but Destiny is already at a third of HP. The Sanguine Claws onto Birdie, just doing a little bit of poke damage, but that Revitalize comes in clutch.
Yeah. But a lot of skills being forced out. Ooh, look at the damage here onto Destiny. But Granger, he's going to have to get back to safety. As Hayabusa will try to go in, but Kufra is there just to keep him honest. Bit of more poke damage coming through from the Eve. As this engage doesn't result in any kills. But that Revitalize being forced out by Roger there, that is definitely going to give them an advantage around this first turtle of the game.
Definitely. I mean, they also have the advantage. Hayabusa is first going to go clear his entire jungle, so they have the ability to get into position a lot earlier. With that being said, but they have to watch out. Already a lot of ultimates being available for Bang Gang. That first crack being able to just dive the backline and help secure that objective. But once again, the Black Dragon also being a deadly ult to have in the team fight.
Yeah, so they're trying to force it out nice and early to Bang Gang, which they do, forcing that Black Dragon form out. So that means it's not going to be available as this turtle has been started off. Kufra trying to just give some vision for his team. Gato getting a bit of a poke. Sanguine Claws does come out. Hayabusa with the second skill. There's the Amateur of Guardian. Catches onto one. Eve with the real world manipulation. Kufra is going to be taken down. Gato, he's continuing the front line. Yeah, as the first crack lands onto the Yuzong, he did manage to get back into the mix here. But it's going to be Turtle going the way of Bang Gang there. Was it Bang Gang?
No, it was 1 HP that got it. The Roger clutch red 3. But I mean, Bang Gang got the kill. 1 HP got the turtle, and they're already still on an equal footing. Bang Gang actually having a 200 gold lead in their favor.
Yeah. I would say honors even in that exchange.
Definitely. But a very good camp coming out here from Bunny. If they get that Tyrant's Wrath onto 3, but in a lot of danger here. Just Sanguine Claws charge up from the Kufra, but Bang Gang's reading the danger and just disengaging from that fight.
Yeah, so Lobo, I do agree with you. Picking a Harith into a Kufra is a very brave decision. Speaking of the Kufra, he gets the Tyrant's Wrath off onto the Eve. She gets the real world manipulation, but she's underneath the turret, so that's not gonna save her there. So it's a pick-off kill. Beautifully executed by the side of 1 HP. Again, gold fairly even. Kills even. This game is gonna go down to the wire.
I mean, there's a lot of back and forth. But I have to say, this Cuba on this Sanguine Claws is on point in this kind of stage. Spectre doing a beautiful job just rotating to the mid lane. But we might see engagement as this. Roger's doing a lot of damage just with his basic attacks. Once again, the flicker with the Kufra. First crack onto the wall. We do see the Apatov got in. Black Dragon form is into the mix. That's a Petrify. Will we see 1 kill? Second kill onto Smith. But he gets away with a flicker, but Birdie will fall in that exchange. That's a double kill for that Sicilian.
Yeah, so that's a 3-for-0 exchange, and all of this with the second turtle of the game being up, so this should definitely go uncontested as Sicilian comes in to help the Roger after pushing in the mid lane. So the game has switched with one fight. It was so finely balanced. It's just one engagement can change things. Oh, Eve, is she gonna get caught out here? Taking a lot of damage in here, Kufra. He's trying to get a set with that Tyrant's Wrath once more, but the mobility coming through from the Eve and Harith managing to get them to reposition.
So they're definitely once again wanting to get this Granger fed. As soon as Granger comes online, there will be a lot of damage potential they will have, along with the Roger as well. So the set potentials are just going to skyrocket from here on out. But I mean, concealed play coming out from Bundy, trying to find that Harith, but Harith rotating to the mid lane, trying to get a gank onto there. So good rotations coming out from both teams.
Yeah. Now, will the Yuzong be caught out? He does have the Black Dragon form. They are trying to engage on him. He does disappear. There's the Sanguine Claws with the Bat's Feast follow-up. Real world manipulation is in the mix, but once more this Kufra, he's making sure everybody can't dash away. Roger, he's dishing out the damage. He wants to go in with a Lycan Pounce. He does manage to secure the kill. Can he get another? He's trying to chase down Spectre, but Spectre had the mobility with that push back as well to escape.
Beautiful, but that's a stolen red buff as well in the hands of 1 HP. So beautiful rotation, and he gets caught out by that Kufra. What a play from 1 HP. That will definitely secure them this mid-tier 1 turret.
Yeah, that is a good thing to achieve at this just 7-minute mark. They are building up a bit of dominance, and especially when you've got a Granger and you've got a Roger, these are heroes that scale very, very well into the late game. Things are looking a bit scary here for Bang Gang.
I mean, the last turtle of the match will be spawning up in the next 10 seconds. And Bang Gang already making a massive rotation. And it seems like 1 HP is rather focusing on that top lane turret to get that extra map pressure. That's all tier 1 turrets being taken from 1 HP, by 1 HP.
Yeah. So they have the control so far on the map. They want to achieve this final objective. Granger's just starting it up, taking the turtle down to about half HP. Roger is in the mix here. Gatto wants to try to land that Avatar Guardian, but he sees his jungler going for the push on the top lane. They've decided to go for a trade off the conceal play coming out here as they engage a little bit onto the Gatto here. Bat's Feast has been committed, so no Bat's Feast will be available as Bang Gang managed to reposition.
And that's a tier 1 turret taken in the top lane by that higher booster. So you realize they're already a 3.6k gold behind. Rather going for that split push objective than losing unnecessary lives at the turtle. So if they can get this bot tier 1 turret also pushed out, that will definitely give them the pressure they definitely need in this game.
Yeah, it's a trading game when it hits especially the mid-game mark. You want to trade objectives. So you know when you can't achieve or fight for a particular objective, then it's best just to trade off. As there we see the Petrify combination. The Shadow Kill comes out from the higher booster, just used to keep himself alive. As that was a lovely engage there. But the continuation, there's the first crack coming out here into the real world manipulation. The Avatar Guardian doesn't manage to catch on to anybody. There's the Lycan Pounce, but it's Cecilian against the kill. He's on a killing spree. Blue buff invade. Lots of pressure being placed here onto the side of Bang Gang in their own jungle.
They definitely need to start choosing what fights to take and what fights to leave. I mean, 6 skill advantage, fights going firmly in the favor of 1 HP. So they definitely have the advantage. Bang Gang needs to play a bit more conservative, having that discipline. I mean, this is the final game. If they lose this game, they lose the best of 3 matches, and then we will see 1 HP moving up the leaderboard.
Yeah. It's 10 seconds to this next Lord. Both teams will be trying to contest this. Hayabusa just wants to get a bit of split push going. The Yuzong is there just keeping him busy and active as his team just the Roger trying to get as high a retribution level as he possibly can. He's already level 13 compared to the level 12, that level 14 compared to the 12 from the Hayabusa. So he has the retri advantage, though. Hayabusa opting not to contest for this Lord again. There's Kufra into the mix onto this Harroth once more, but he is very far out of position. He's going to get caught out. There's a real world manipulation coming in just to ensure that they secure the kill. The Lord does go the way of 1 HP. They did sacrifice their Roma to ensure that that was going to be the case.
I mean, in general, sacrificing a Roma for a Lord is not a bad option. But the jungler of Bang Gang was solely in the top lane, so that was an unnecessary sacrifice that they made. But I mean, you know they were to say rather safe than sorry, eh?
Yeah. 100%, 100%. Because 1 HP right now, they're in a very strong position to end this game. They've got almost a 6k gold lead. They've got 5 kills to the good as the pressure is being placed on the two side lanes. Lord charging in onto the top lane here as we watch Roger pushing in the bot lane. It's Hayabusa who's going to try to deal with that. There's the Kufra. Tyrant's Wrath onto 2. And he's got the bounce going. He's stopping all the dashes back as the real world manipulations being used defensively. Oh Guardian just gets them to escape. The shield is gonna pop, take down that Lord. But there's another wave moving through. Will we see them go in for that wave? Oh, the flicker jump in from the Kufra, the knockback, the Black Dragon form, the base is entered in here. The first crack comes out from the Badang, but the damage from the Granger, he's on the double, he's on the triple. This could be it. This is the angle. They're calling the Granger in here. They're chasing down the Hayabusa. It's unstoppable. They've got the minion waves just pushing into the mud. It's a full team wipe. This should be it. I don't see any way back from this. It's 5 seconds to the Eve, but the wave has fought. Can Eve keep them alive? I don't know. I don't think so. This should be it. Game, set, match go the way of 1 HP as they claim the victory. Hard fought, but a victory.
Oh, what a game, what a game. I mean, the second and the third game was completely different switch up that we saw from the first game. So I have to say, this is the 1 HP, the Yala skip that we know and love. So GG's, well-deserved win.
Oh, yeah. What a game, what a game. That was absolutely nuts.
I mean, not only what a game, what a day. I mean, all the matches today was so clutch. I mean, we saw 2 best of 3s actually, where in the Group A there was only 2 O's, clean sweeps going left, right, and center. So I'm very impressed with the teams that did feature today.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%, bro. I mean, it's like we've said before, and we've been continuing saying this, is, you can't count out a team after 1 defeat. I mean, anything can happen. But GG's well played to all the teams that did pick up dubs tonight and everyone with the MVPs.
But the thing was, Bang Gang could have won that match, but there was a lot of mispositioning once again from their side. And they had a Bedang, a Gato, and an Eve, but they didn't manage to layer the attacks like they could. And that also cost them a lot.
I would say it was the vision being supplied by the Kufra, along with the Sicilian there as a follow-up. They had some beautiful pickoffs, beautiful sets. I mean, Kufra is a pickoff hero, and so they managed to use him to great effect. So very well done to 1 HP. But, however, ladies and gentlemen at home, lady and gentlemen in the lobby, it has been an extremely long evening. It was action-packed, but I know I need that bowl of ice cream from Lotus. Yeah, I'm gonna go dish one for myself. It's been very tiring. We've been on stream, shouting out, calling out all the action for almost 4 hours right now. I'm sure you at home are also highly entertained and highly tired. So we're gonna have to say a little bit of an early good night to you. Normally we'd like to stick around and chat a little bit, hear your thoughts, you the viewers at home, on what you thought about the game so far. 3 games, 3 best of 3s in this group stage, Group B. We still have more matches to come through, so the positions in this has not been finalized yet. We're gonna get to see how this is all gonna turn out. The conclusion happening tomorrow night, Scraps Keiko?
Yeah, bro, we are continuing again tomorrow night. Our first break is only on the Thursday, so we'll be here every night from 7 p.m. Listen to me, 7 a.m. making this sound like it's a full-time job. From 7 p.m. until, fairly around this time each and every night.
Right. So, Lotus, any final words before we close the stream?
No, not for me.
Not even to Hayabusa, who did so well. Nothing. Shrovesy, anything to
I
add on
get-
before we go? Before we
Yes, I know you're in the chat, and Lotus didn't want to say goodbye to you. So,
Oh, jeez. You have to say goodbye to your senpai. That's the rule. But from my side, I just want to say once again, GG's. Okay, let's try that again. So GG's to all teams that played, and thank you to all the viewers for joining us here on a Saturday evening. This just shows you that MLBB gaming is life. I mean, we all love having you here with us, sharing our passion that is gaming. And I mean, we're going to have non-stop action going forward. So I'm heavily excited to see that.
That is true. Skarfskinkel, any final words?
no, I'm going to bid everyone a farewell, and we'll be back, same place, same time, and check us in tomorrow. Stay safe, and bon voyage.
Yeah. So once again, I echo the sentiments of the fellow casters in here. Thank you all for tuning in to watch. We'll catch you on the next stream tomorrow. So this is goodbye from myself, Waylander, Skarpskenkel, Shroomsy, and Lotus. See you tomorrow.